Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's can't make everything make sense. Like why your mom still listens to the radio or what she meant when she sent that emoji. But a zero sugar drink that's still full of fruit flavor, we made that make sense. And strawberry, passion fruit, Concord grape, and more. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
This week, in Cosby, Tennessee, a brutal and heartless slaying on a rural front lawn leads detectives down a rabbit hole of conspiracy, twin sisters, and multiple guys named George. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another wild, insane edition of Small Town Murder. And we got it all for you today. We got craziness. We got twins. We got a bunch of guys named George. It's really a wild tale. Crazy stuff. We have a 12-year-old that's the key to everything. This is a wild case, man. I'll tell you something right now. We will get to that. First off, before we do that, definitely head to shutupandgivememurder.com. Sure. Get your tickets. Number 1, September the 20th. We are in Minneapolis at the State Theater. It's going to be our biggest show ever. Come be a part of the loudest, biggest Shut Up and Give Me Murder of all time. We cannot wait. And also, we'll be releasing what we have for holds and comps for the Milwaukee show the next night because it's sold out otherwise. So a few tickets coming out there. So keep your eye out to our social media, and we'll do that. It's Shut Up and Give Me Murder at, it's actually Small Town Murder. What are we on Instagram?
What are you doing?
Small Town Murder on Instagram. Yeah. I don't know. Shutupandgivememurder.com is the website.
There it is.
While you're at shutupandgivememurder.com, by the way, Get your tickets for the virtual live show coming for Halloween. Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to have a crazy case, all the pictures and all the wildness of a live show, and we'll be in costumes. We cannot wait. And you'll be in the comfort of your own home or wherever the hell you choose to watch this. You can do it like in your car in the driveway. We really don't care where you watch it. So there you go. Cook it up and watch it. We can't wait. Also, patreon.com/crimeinsports is where you get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get it all. Whole back catalog, hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard before. New ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. This week is no different. What you're going to get this week for Crime and Sports, you don't have to be into sports for this. Theme park disasters are back. It's quarterly we're doing those. They're a lot of fun. Talk about craziest things that ever happened in those areas. And then for Small Town Murder, it's back again, the prisoner dating game. If this is a banner week. If you've been waiting for a week to sign up, this is the week to do it. Come get it. We're going to line Jimmie up some violent felons and pick him out his best match. He'll have no idea what they've done or who they are until it's revealed. So that's a lot of fun. We'll check that out. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. And you get a shout out at the end of the show as well. Jimmie will mispronounce your name, even though he'd love to get it correct.
Be nice.
While you're at it, listen to Crime and Sports and listen to your stupid opinions as well, because they're goddamn hilarious. So check that out. Disclaimer time. It's a comedy show you're listening to right now. We're comedians, so there's going to be jokes and there's going to be terrible murder. Both of these things are going to happen. Thing is, how do you do that in a way that's palatable? You do it in a tasteful way is how you do it here. What we do is we never make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why, James?
Because we're assholes.
There you go, but
we're not scumbags. That's how that works. It keeps it pretty simple. There's plenty of stuff to make fun of when an idiot decides they're going to murder someone and try to get away with it, or a police force that doesn't know what they're doing, or things of that nature. Plenty of jokes, but that's all fun. If you think that true crime and comedy should never, ever go together, maybe we're not for you, but maybe we are. Give it a shot. Check it out. No complaining later. But for the rest of us, though, that want to hear a great story and hear some wild stuff, I think it's time to sit back. What do you say, everybody? Let's all clear the lungs, arms to the sky. Let's all shout, "Shut up and give me murder." Let's do this, everybody.
Here we go.
Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's do it. We're going all the way to Tennessee today. Down to Tennessee, and we're going to, this is in eastern Tennessee, kind of right up against the Smoky Mountains next to the North Carolina border. Cosby, Tennessee, like Bill.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Same way.
Watch out. Yeah, keep your eyes open, head on a swivel.
Cover your drinks.
I was going to say, don't take drinks from anybody you don't know. Here, that's a thing to do.
Drinks and candy. Two things you don't take.
Oof, you don't want that. No one can help you get on TV but you. That's the way it works. So in eastern Tennessee, it's about an hour to Knoxville. About 4 hours to Nashville. It's all the way on the other side of the state there. And then about an hour to our last Tennessee episode, which was Baileyton, Tennessee, which was Evil Deeds and Ouija Writings. That was a fun episode. I remember that. That was an Express, and it's crazy. This is in, I assume it's Cocke County, Cocke.
Yeah, that's Cock.
It's Cock. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. You live in Cocke County now.
Or it's cocky, but either way.
It's Cock.
It's all cock. Yeah.
You're getting Cock. Motto here, very simple. Where the hell am I? What is fucking happening? How'd I get here and where am I? It's a small town.
Cosby is in Cocke County? Jesus.
It's exactly. I was waiting for that. I'm like,
Jesus.
Cosby, Cock.
Wow, how could he?
The original name of Cosby is a real mystery, which is hilarious because they had Cosby Mysteries, which is so funny.
There's a lot of mystery.
That was the first line of the history stuff on Wikipedia is the origin of the name Cosby is a mystery. I was like, hilarious. I had to put that in there.
Too much.
They do have a couple of ideas of maybe how they became Cosby. The first centers around an early trapper and distiller in the area named Jonathan Cosby. Trapper and distiller.
Yeah.
Trapper. He traps and distills things. Not good.
Jesus Christ.
This is the best, though. It even gets better.
Trapper and distiller named Cosby?
It gets better. So. The second theory suggests that the creek and valley were named after Dr. James Cosby. So he's even on the show. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Who was a Revolutionary War veteran and a friend of John Sevier, who's there's Sevierville or whatever it's. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sevierville, whatever the fuck it is. Who cares? There's not enough people there to care. And either way, though, the name appears as early as 1838 in different writings and shit like that. It seems to be founded as Cosby Creek at first, and then it just becomes Cosby. By 1900, most of the residents here are farmers or lumber mill people and that sort of shit, and they supplement their incomes like in the Wild and Wonderful Whites. They're doing like ginseng and shit in the hills, basically. Moonshine, big in this area.
Yeah, sure.
Huge. Cosby was known to East Tennesseans in the first half of the 20th century as the moonshine capital of the world.
Is that right?
Yes, it's wild. It was so notorious that they said that somebody said that when they first went away from Cosby, they had lived there, and they gave their address as Cosby. Basically, he said he realized that he should be ready to say, yes, they make moonshine up there, because that's what don't they make moonshine up there? It's what everybody would say to him. And the explosion of moonshining in this area would lead to a lot of like Dukes of Hazzard style car and cop and led to the beginnings of NASCAR essentially.
Right. Yeah.
That's what that is. So the illegal distillers would warn of an approaching law enforcement agent by setting off dynamite.
Really?
That warns everybody in the hills to hide your shit. There's a cop coming up the fucking holler. That's what that is. Kaboom. Because everybody can hear that throughout the whole hill there. Other times, locals would drive behind the agent's cars, and this would lead to a long tailgate along the road. So the guy would get there to be 100 cars behind him.
Just a big procession following the cop. Hilarious.
And nobody would tell on anybody else because they were afraid of being, murked in the woods. So
right.
One guy said, this is a revenue official here. This is another guy. I'm sorry. On my walks to the country store, I have stood barefoot, watching as the hauler carefully brushed away his tire tracks with pine boughs. Moonshine stills were well concealed within the dark recesses of the mountains, but the smoke still wafted skyward from points all over the Green Mountains. Not so easily concealed were the odor of the mash fermenting and the wump, wump, wump of the thump keg. On rare occasion, I saw a still in full operation on Sunday in sight of Caton's Grove Church. So
inside the church.
Then all these moonshiners started fighting each other because they wanted the market. So then it became basically rival families. It was like moonshine mafia down here, and they were all fighting each other. It was big. Now, as liquor became legal again and dry counties started to turn to wet counties, it kind of started to wane a bit here, but it's still known as a moonshine mecca, even today. Reviews of this town, these are for the county. There are no reviews of this town. It's a very small town. It's kind of a resorty. It's either like a camp area or a moonshine making live in the hills area. Here's 4 stars. Like anywhere, my town has its issues. However, the positives far outweigh the negatives here. This area is filled year-round with vibrant colors, artistic, one-of-a-kind views, and an all-over cozy feeling that small towns possess. It does not have expensive attractions or tacky, overpriced shopping centers. By the way, that's a shot at Pigeon Forge, which is nearby. The people here are real pissed off that Pigeon Forge is like, getting people in from everywhere.
God damn it, Dolly.
She then says, this area is real.
Oh,
it's real.
The authentic shit. Yeah.
Real people live here with real problems, real emotions, and real appreciation of what is here and what they have to do.
Real emotions?
Real emotions, unlike this fake fucking Pigeon Forge bullshit. 3 stars. This is a long one. Jesus. Cook County, is a rural county in East Tennessee that hasn't grown as much as nearby counties. It's centered around the small town of Newport. Living here is like a country song. Everyone knows each other, and most are hospitable. A mix of locals and transplants, mainly families and retirees. Activities are centered around the outdoors, with bigger tourist spots close by, and a location halfway between Knoxville and Asheville. Dining is mostly fast food, with a few good locally owned options, but nothing fancy. Economic activity is limited locally, so most people drive 30 to 60 minutes to work. Drug and nonviolent crime are prevalent, we'll be the judge of that, like much of southern Appalachia, but both are easy to avoid by keeping good company. All right, good company. 2 stars, we have little access to public workout facilities. Fitness isn't a big concern to people in my area.
A lot of biscuits and gravy.
A lot of biscuits, yeah. A lot of heavy breakfasts going on there. That's a pork gravy. We got 3 kinds of pork. Yeah. When people are eating 3 different types of pork for breakfast, it's too much pork, man. You got to stop.
And bacon and sausage. Watch
That's
out.
a lot. And a sausage gravy too on top of it. It's a lot. Now, people in this town, 742 current residents here. Very small place. More female than male by a good stretch. It's over 52% female. Median age here is 53.9 because there isn't a lot. You have to drive an hour if you're going to work. So it's a place you retire or come from and leave.
50-year-old people mostly.
Yep. The 21 to 24-year-olds, 0%.
Not one of them.
Nobody. They're leaving. Yeah. The race of this town, 98.8% white, 1% Native American, 0.2% black, 0.2% Asian. That's what's here. Yeah. I looked at like the incomes here, and it seems like there's a lot of people that make between 75 and 100 grand a year here. Like
really?
Almost 25%. But nobody makes over $150,000 here. And there's also a lot of people who make under 30 grand a year. So it's kind of that sort of deal.
God.
Median household income, which in the rest of the country is almost 70,000, 69 and change. Here it's 45,192. Low.
Yeah, but it's
cost
it's
of
not
living.
that bad.
It's 45 grand for a household.
Out there?
Well, that's the thing. The median home cost here is $223,700, which
it's kind of steep, but it's low.
It's lower than the national average, but for 45 grand for your whole house, that's
impossible.
That's difficult. Well, maybe if you can figure it out, we can help you. We have for you the Cosby, Tennessee Real Estate Report. Two-bedroom rental here, and I don't know how many are available in such a small area, but they go for about $740 here, according to this.
Decent.
So that's pretty low, way lower than the national average. Here's a house. It's a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, so T-ball for all your B-holes here.
Wow.
Not bad.
That's surplus.
1,246 square feet. So that sounds like each bedroom has a bathroom and there's a hall bath probably. Not a bad house. Now, we don't know if the inside's terrible because there's no interior pictures of this house, but the outside is decent looking. It looks it looks like it's newer. It's not falling apart. It doesn't look like people are murdered or meth is cooked in there.
Yeah. A 2-3 is weird.
That's a weird thing. And you can get this house right now starting in this auction at $1.
Auction.
It's an auction house, $1. So
it's gonna go higher, I'm sure.
I would assume so.
It might go to $150.
Here's a 0-bed, 0-bath.
Okay.
They're calling it 3,484 square feet, but I don't think that's right. I think that's the whole lot you get because it's an RV. It's literally an RV. It's on fucking wheels still. Yeah. It's not like in the ground. It's an RV that's parked somewhere with the stairs and a little porch attached to it. Like,
fascinating.
Built next. I've never seen this before as like a
single wide, literally.
A residence.
But it's still got tires.
Yeah, no. It's a fucking RV. It's not a trailer. It's an RV. Like you just hook it up to a big truck and pull it, and you're gonna live in that now. Is wild.
It a fifth wheel or is it a travel trailer RV?
It's a fucking RV with wheels. It's like not a little one, like a big one.
Does it go on like the tongue of the truck or does it go in the bed of the truck? Do you know what I mean? Does it have like the big cab above the top?
Oh, no, it doesn't go in the bed of the truck. No,
okay,
it's its own.
It's a
thing.
pull behind.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's fucking huge. You'd need a big truck for it to pull it. It's a big son of a bitch.
Tell me more.
This house, not house. What am I talking about?
RV
with stairs and wheels. It also has an HOA fee of $84 a month. So you get to pay an HOA fee without even having a home that has a ground. And for this privilege, $84,000 for this RV.
Holy shit.
With an HOA. Yeah. And here we go. Finally, 7-bedroom, 8-bath. So T-Bowl for all your B-holes over here.
It's either that or this.
Or this. 4,631 square feet on 22.74 acres.
Okay.
It's inside, looks like a hunting lodge. It's all wood. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Has an indoor pool that definitely looks like it's from like a discount hotel. Remember the Home 2 suites we stayed in? It looks like that. Like, there's a pool room in here. Okay. It's very strange. Also a little cabin on the property. It's interesting. They say it has over 1,000 feet of creek frontage. Very nice. $2,775,000 for that, though. It's a little steep to live in the middle of nowhere.
You got creek frontage.
1,000 feet of creek frontage with a multitude. It also says a multitude of building sites. This property is the perfect location for your own Smoky Mountain resort or wedding venue. So they're not even saying move into this. They're saying this is like
use as a business.
Use as a rental. Both existing cabins are absolutely beautiful, well maintained, and one owner.
Okay.
It looks like it's relatively newer. It's definitely not from 150
22
years
acres
ago.
though? That's
22
nice.
and almost 23 acres. Not bad. So yeah, it would be a nice wedding venue, but
$2 million.
Want to run a business there. Things to do. Okay. Here we go. Not a lot, as you might imagine. Make moonshine, dodge from revenue agents as they try to find your still. Also, the Newport Harvest Street Festival.
Okay.
It's downtown Newport, which is nearby. First weekend of October. Absolutely. For the renowned Newport Harvest Street Festival, experience beloved traditions like arts and crafts, regional cuisine, beauty pageants, of course. No. Of course, let's judge the children by their looks, obviously. Got to have that.
Very bizarre, yeah.
Historic demonstrations, rides, and games. Now, since its inception in 1986 as part of the Tennessee Homecoming Celebration, the festival has evolved under the guidance of Cock County Partnership Chamber of Commerce, the old Chamber of Cock, as we call it around the way.
The old Triple C.
The old Triple
Quadruple
C.
Cock County.
The old CCPCC. We all know that one. Today it features hundreds of vendors, live entertainment, which they don't name. That's how good the entertainment is. And attractions like Kittyland. Don't miss out on kicking off the harvest season in the Great Smoky Mountains. Join us for a weekend of fun. That's really the only information they put out about this fucking thing, too. There's
Sounds great.
There's a thing to be a vendor, like a fucking harvest vendor or something. But other than that, there's no real here's a schedule.
Smart. Yeah, set the bar low, man.
You're going to come in. I don't think anything good's going to happen here. Oh, look, a band. I think it's one of those.
Look at this. I'm having a good time.
And then finally, the Cock County Bluegrass Festival. This is what you'd expect here.
Oh, yeah.
Grab your tickets ASAP and come out and enjoy the day with us. And here are the bands. The Dan Tominski Band. Tyminski. Dan Tominski Band. The Poe Ramblin' Boys. Poe meaning short for poor. Poe Ramblin' Boys. Monroeville. It's the name of the band. The whole town's going to be there. It's a small town, but still, it's a lot to put on one stage. Seth Mulder and Midnight Run.
Nope.
Okay. Call of the Wild Man.
Okay.
And that is, then there's also Turtle Man.
Oh.
Mountain Man.
Oh. Okay.
And then finally, Marge and In Charge is the name of a band, which is funny. I like that one. That's the fun one. So that's what's happening.
They just look at something and then say, man, Turtle Man.
Turtle Man. He's Mountain Man. And then here's Marge and In Charge. She's large and Marge. The Poe Ramblin' Boys. Yeah. So crime rate in this town, what we are interested in, property crime. This is wild. It's about double the national average.
Golly.
This is a town of 700 people. Less than 800 people, double the national average. It's I guess a lot of auto thefts here and shit, too.
Really?
It's very strange. Violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and, of course, assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime, just below the national average, but pretty close to it. For a town of less than 1,000 people, you would think safety and security is your number one thing you're getting out of it. And
that's the reason to be there, right?
Yeah, I would think. But
these are people that are trapped and pissed about it.
Sure as shit can't think of another reason to be there, I'll tell you that much. So that said, let's talk about some people who probably wish they weren't there. Yeah. Let's talk about some murder. Okay. We'll get right into it. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, Denise Lynn Graham. Yeah. Denise with a C, by the way.
Is that right?
Not an S. Yeah, that's new. Denise Lynn Graham. She is born in 1962, and she has a sister named Deborah Graham, who was also born in 1962 because they're twins.
Debbie and Denise.
Debbie and Denise are twin sisters. Yeah, D-nice. They're twin sisters, not identical, though.
All right.
Fraternal.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
And it's funny because you never see identical twins that don't get along.
Yeah.
Identical twins are always up each other's asses and whatever.
They don't get along with They're around each other all the time still.
Constantly. That's what I mean. They're like a married couple, though. You know what I mean? Whereas fraternal twins, it's like, she doesn't even look like me. Fuck her. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck. Yeah. Sure, we came out of the same vagina at the same time, but I mean.
Barely tell.
After that, we went our separate ways. I don't know what to tell you. As soon as we popped out, we started going differently here. So they moved with their family to Cleveland, Tennessee. Everybody here is kind of Cleveland, Tennessee people, by the way.
Okay.
In the early 1970s when they were kids. This is where they moved.
Yeah.
I believe they're
depressing. I imagine it is, huh?
I believe they're from Michigan originally, the whole family. So they moved to Cleveland, Tennessee. From what I understand, they had a good upbringing. They weren't wanting for things. They weren't barefoot running around the hills looking for ginseng at all or anything like that. They were just fine.
Hunters.
Yeah, middle-class family, not abused, not wanting for things.
Yeah.
Just grew up fine. But they fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
Debbie and Denise hate each other. They just don't like fight a little bit like brothers. They just fucking don't like each other from the beginning.
What started that? Do you know?
In the womb, I assume. Some beef happened and they've never been able to settle it. Because
get on your side of the uterus.
No, I don't want you in here. Get away from my... You're stepping on my cord. Stop. What are you doing?
Get your own sack.
You're taking all the amniotic fluid. Let's go. Come on. Jesus Christ. Leave some for me, you fucking hog.
Mom's eating bacon. You know it's my favorite.
Leave some amniotic fluid for the fish, will you? Going back and forth. So they're polar opposites, apparently. Yeah. And like I said, if they were identical twins, they'd figure it out. But fraternal twins, fuck her. So the Denise was a good student and kind of the good twin.
Okay.
And Deborah was the hanging out with the wrong crowd twin, quote unquote.
Get after it, Debbie.
Yeah, she's the different one. Debbie's doing that. So they don't hang out together. They fight to the point where, this is crazy because you live together and you could do this at home. They would get into fist fights in school with each other. The twins are fighting again. Literally brawling.
Third hour, bitch.
They live together.
Yeah.
Fight at home. I'll meet you at home afterwards. This is crazy. Yeah, they sleep in the same fucking room. Two twin beds with a goddamn nightstand in between. We know the setup. And they would have to be broken up by teachers who must have been like, why are you doing this in school?
What is this?
Beat her up at home. I'm tired of this shit. Later, one of the family members said they absolutely hated each other.
Fascinating.
We've never had that. We've had a lot of twins.
Yeah.
And they're always like completely intermixed and fucking just entrenched and entwined in each other's lives to like an unhealthy degree. And then this one, they're like, fuck you, fuck you. Don't even say hello in the hallway. Yeah, just leave me alone. They don't even nod to each other.
Debbie's not the downer. How about it? This is great.
No, Debbie's the crazy one. Now, 1981 comes around, and they're about 19 years old, the twins at this point. And Denise was working at a video rental store, which is brand fucking new at the time, by the way. That's like a cutting edge.
Right.
People didn't even they had to rent VCRs back then.
Yeah. In Cleveland, Tennessee, that's what she's doing? Wow. Who even knew that place existed? That's
what I mean. So, I mean, this is that's the portal to the outside world, a video store at that point. And fucking, that must have been really a lifeline to at least like young people in this town. Oh my God, I can see things from the outside finally. So this is while she's working at this video rental store, she met a young man who came in to peruse some videos here. I guess he didn't go through those saloon doors, and she was impressed. She was very impressed with him that he kept off from the porn. This guy's name is Jonathan Aaron Smith. He goes by Aaron, though, never goes by Jonathan. So
I didn't know that was so prevalent. It's so much.
No, it happens so often. I didn't either.
Yeah.
You'd see it in like an actor or something who changed their name. You go, okay, they grab their middle name, that's fine. Right. But normal people, go by your name.
Country music people take their first and middle name and then they leave off the last name.
Yeah, because they don't want to sound.
A lot of people do that. Really,
they don't want to sound ethnic. Is why one of them might have been,
or piss off anybody ever at all.
Yeah,
whether it be Polish or Jewish or some weird sounding name. They're like, I'm not just
that shit. Yeah,
no. I'm just Eric Paul or whatever.
I was going to say it's much better if my middle name is just Harry.
Todd Harry.
That's my last name, Todd Harry. Fucking ridiculous, yeah. So, yeah, these two, they're hating each other. She finds a man, Jonathan Aaron Smith. He is born in 1960, so he's just about their age, same shit. Okay. He's 20 at the time or something. He's also born and raised in Cleveland. He's a Cleveland, Tennessee guy. His father's name is Harry Smith, and his mother's name is Cleta Smith.
Cleta from Cleveland.
Cleta from Cleveland. And he's described as a fun-loving, very adventurous guy. Was kind of always the class clown.
Yeah.
He's a fun-loving guy.
Funny kid,
Funny kid, and not, whereas Denise is like the kind of buttoned-up twin. So he's meeting the good twin, quote unquote, at this point. So I don't know. She might loosen her up. He might loosen her up a little bit, possibly.
The line twin. Yeah.
Yeah. One relative said that he had a very bubbly personality and that he, quote, never met a stranger. Very down to be friends. Yeah. And if you're from a small town your whole life, maybe that's just the way you act. You know what I mean? Everybody's semi-familiar. Yeah. So they date for about a year, and then in 1982 they get married, Aaron and Denise. So one twin is married off at this point.
That was fast, yeah.
Now, soon after that, about 82, early 83, Denise and Debbie's mother dies unexpectedly from a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Drops dead. So this incident, as you would imagine, a lot of people, it would bring the twins closer together. Yeah. It drove them further apart. Because the only thin fucking thread of fabric that was holding them together was their mother saying, please get along with each other and don't hate each other. That's all there was. It was just mom saying, you're both coming for Christmas and I don't want to hear a fucking thing out of either one of you. You're going to get along. I'm putting you right next to each other at the fucking table. Deal with it. I want a picture with my daughters.
And now mom's dead and each one is blaming the other for mom.
Over with. Yep. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. Yeah. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So Debbie takes off and moves to New York.
Oh.
She ends up living in like Queens for a while. Yeah.
Really?
In Queens. Yeah, she moves to New York. She's like, I'm out of here, going to New York City.
Cleveland, Tennessee girl in New York City in 1980, 83? Wow.
Yeah. This is like one of those movies with the one with Woody Harrelson and Kiefer Sutherland or whatever, where they ride into Manhattan on fucking horses and shit. Yeah, that one.
And Ernie Hudson saves the day as the
Of course he
cowboy.
does. Of course he does. Ernie Hudson's great.
That's a good movie, actually. I've watched it a million times.
It's really watchable.
It's a piece of shit.
Exactly.
It's so much fun because it's so
like,
stupid.
a lot of these like early 90s, like the Doc Hollywoods, it's a piece of shit, but it's great. It's great.
Woody Harrelson as a ne'er-do-well cowboy that gambles everything away named Pepper. That's awesome.
There was another. You have seen this a million times. You know his name. Wow.
He rides in the back of a pickup truck.
He's really in there. What's the other one? There's another movie from that time period that had cowboys coming to the city for some reason. I think it was a similar type of premise, but it wasn't.
Do you remember who was in it?
Fuck no. All I can picture is Woody and Kiefer.
Because I'm telling you, it's a good movie.
I haven't watched it 20 times for no reason. Trust me, I get it. He washed
his underwear in the creek in Central Park.
He did.
It's fucking hilarious.
That was.
He set up a campfire and shit.
Very fish out of water, hacky but funny. Yeah. Obviously, what would a country guy do? He'd think you're camping in Central Park, and he'd start. Obviously.
Ernie Hudson rides up and goes, "There's no camping here, guys." They're like, "Oh, we're just pushing on."
Pushing on. Okay, the Bronx is that way. Move out. So there's Debbie. She's living in New York, and for the next few years, she's staying in New York. Not very minimal contact with Denise because they hate each other, and Denise has a husband and trying to figure things out in Tennessee.
Sure.
Now, by 1987, Aaron and Denise have a daughter. Okay. So they waited 6 years after they met to have a kid, and they have a daughter named Brittany at this point. She is going to be a big key to this whole thing, Brittany, by the way. Yeah. Then in 1989, they have a son named Joshua. Now, Joshua has Down syndrome, which is obviously difficult because nobody wants their kid to have anything wrong with them at all, and that's really hard. So now by 89, they're raising 2 kids. One of them has very special needs, and it's, that's a lot on a young couple that might not have a ton of money and things like that.
And also pictured their life entirely different, and now it's it's a certain way.
It's exactly. So by 1991, the couple and the 2 kids end up moving into a commercial campsite in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Okay,
what?
Near Gatlinburg. It's in Cosby. Now. This is Harry and Cleta, Aaron's parents. They bought this place. It's called Camp Rite Acres and Camp RIT Acres, like Camp Rite 8 Acres here.
Yeah.
So they buy the place, and Aaron and his family live in the caretaker's property in that house, and then his parents are build their own home also in the campground for them to live. So it's
so fun.
It's nice. And Aaron is he manages the place and runs it, and they're living there, and that's how it goes. Not bad. It's at Highway 321 near the the Sever County line. Sever County line. Yeah. So
that's so dope, though. Can you imagine owning a fucking campground where, in the wintertime, nobody's ever there, so you just get all that to yourself?
Yeah, that would be nice, but then you're in the woods in the winter by yourself, which is also fine to some degree. But if I'm up in the mountains and shit, I'm not really. It might be a little Shining-ish.
There's got to be some access to something.
That's what I mean. And during the summer, I don't want to fucking watch people. Imagine having to deal with people.
Oh, God.
There's shit everywhere, and fucking kids running around all over the place, and people leaving food everywhere. I'd fucking murder these people. I would hate it.
And the people rolling in with their motorhomes that are already full, and you got to dump them. Where's your dump site?
Fucking scumbags.
You can dump after. Well, we're already full. Shit.
You're at the wrong place then, Chief. I don't know what to tell you.
You brought your motorhome full? What would
the Bronx is that way. Move on. Pushing on. No.
We're pushing on.
Pushing on. So, that's what they're doing here. They're living at this campground and doing all of this. Now, Aaron also becomes an ordained minister.
Yeah.
And runs a small church at the campsite.
Oh.
So in case you're camping and you need church,
you got some saving. We can do it.
Yeah. Now this place, by the way, a lot of these lots are owned by people. So there are people that live here full time. Like the RV thing that we told, that's exactly what is the situation a lot of people have. That's why I think that's included in the real estate report, is to kind of give an idea, because it's in the same exact area here. Now, Denise, while he's doing this, her job is outside the campsite. She doesn't work at the campsite.
Okay.
She helps out a bit, but she works as a dental assistant in Severville. So,
really?
Yeah, she works as a dental assistant out there. It's about 30 miles away.
Golly.
So she's driving, more than a half hour to work back and forth each time and all of that. Now, by 1995, they're starting to have some problems.
Really?
Which, they've been together 14 years.
Mm-hmm. This isn't sustainable? Weird.
They have 2 kids. They're living on this campground.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would be very happy, but some people would not be very happy. And Harry, which is Aaron's dad, started to even notice from the outside they're having some marital problems. Denise is very unhappy living at the campsite, number one. She doesn't like living there. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. Let's be realistic here. There is not a lot to do around there.
You got to get it out away from everybody.
Otherwise, why would you come camp there? Right. You're not going to come camp next to a cul-de-sac of tract homes.
Otherwise, you're in a mobile home park.
Yeah, that's exactly what you are. So she doesn't like that, and her job is making that worse. Mm-hmm. Her daughter, Brittany, said that job in Seaverville was not a good thing for her. There were several women that worked there that were having affairs with patients. It was a swinging dental office.
What?
This place was fucking you go there to get a cleaning, and you get a cleaning, buddy. Let me tell you something.
Have you ever once thought that was an option?
Even an option. No, apparently
perhaps
you go in there.
The hottest clientele, but my God.
You give I need a cleaning with a wink in, and they know, and you're going to get fucked I think.
I need to be drilled today. Wink,
I need
wink.
I need to get some drilling done, if you know what I'm talking about.
I'm giving the fillings today, you know what I'm saying?
Wondering if my crown's ready, wink, wink, you know what I mean? So she said that several of the women that worked there were having affairs with patients, and Denise was right there with them having an affair, having affairs. So this is a swinging dental office.
I've never heard of that.
All the dental assistants are fucking multiple patients. This is just
Is this something I just didn't know was a thing?
I didn't know either. I could see if it was 1974, and you're like, it's swinging times. Everyone's coming in with giant fucking bushes and pubes coming down their legs, and nobody. It's 1995.
Holy shit.
What dental office is a den of iniquity in 1995?
If that happens, point me the direction.
Right? Is this what the Seinfeld episode was based on, when Tim Whatley changed his thing to adults only and had Penthouse magazines out there, and Jerry thought that they molested him when he went in there because he couldn't remember if he left his shirt untucked or tucked, and when he came out it was untucked, and him and the dental assistant and the dentist were putting their shirts on when he came to.
What?
That's what this is, I feel like. It's a very weird thing.
That's incredible.
I don't want jizz anywhere in my dental office. I want that place to be, fuck, everything in there is going to touch my mouth. No jizz.
We don't have to fuck here, right? We can bill insurance and get the fuck out of here, right?
I hope so, and bill insurance for it. Awesome. That's how you do it. So that's how this is going. Aaron's going to end up at some point moving in with his parents, which is just across the campsite, and Denise continues to live at the home. Okay. At some point, Aaron files for divorce because of the affairs. He said it's too much. Yeah. And Denise also files for divorce as well. So they both file.
You don't have to.
You could, well, apparently, because I guess she is also countersuing him, apparently, for divorce.
Okay.
And a custody battle now is going to ensue.
Yeah, and somebody told her it looks better if you file. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, she claims Aaron was physically abusive to her and to the children.
Oh.
Which is interesting, because Brittany says that never happened. At least she was never beat up by her dad, anyway. Okay. So after filing the suit, she called the police on him and had him escorted out of the house. Got a TRO on him. So the cops come and say, "Here's a restraining order. Yeah. Get your shit, and we're escorting you out of here."
Don't care if you've never touched her. That's not. We don't care.
That's interesting. When I was a process server, I've served those TROs before.
That's fucked up.
You have to go with the cops. The cops. Well, for a process server, it's the greatest thing in the world because it's the one time no one's going to try to shoot you or kill you because you knock on the door or the cops knock on the door. Cops knock on the door. Dude opens it for the cops, and then you go, "Here's your paper, bye," and then you leave, and then the cops tell him, "Get your shit, and we're taking you out of here," and they have to deal with all the downfall of it. So. The campsite, by the way, has a gated entrance that requires those using the campgrounds to have a key card to gain entrance.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's got a gate, so you can't just roll in here. Just keep that in mind for later. Now, Aaron is allowed to visit his children, even in this initial stage. He has visitation, and he's allowed to see his kids every other weekend, But often Denise refuses to turn the children over to him. She just won't do it.
At the campground, or did she move out?
She's still living in the marital home on the campground.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, they're living in
here. She files divorce and is like, get the fuck out of the place you love.
Go to the other side of the campground. To your parents' house, because that's where he goes. So, yeah, you go walk to your parents' house over there. I'll live here.
Nice.
Now, Denise would, like I said, refuse to turn the children over. In court, Denise presented drawings she claimed proved his abuse. Okay? Drawings that she said were hers, her drawings. Okay. I don't know how drawings would prove anything, because it's a drawing.
Because anybody could draw.
Or anything. Now, Brittany says, though there were some drawings presented at the divorce trial, Denise said, I drew them, meaning Brittany. Denise, she says, Brittany drew these. Our poor daughter, this poor scarred child drew pictures of abuse. Look at how sad this is.
Wow.
The judge determined they were drawn by Denise, not me. She didn't draw them. Denise drew them and said, my daughter drew these. Isn't this horrible? And she said, the judge said, you fucking liar. The daughter didn't draw these. That's some fucked up shit.
Wow.
That is fucked up to be like, look, because that would be heartbreaking to see a little kid's crayon drawing of abuse of the family. Right. That would be horrible. And when it's fake, it's even more horrible. That's terrible shit. Now, by summer of 1996, shit is getting ugly, to say the least here. Really? Here is a woman named Sharon Jarvis. She would watch Denise's kids, or their kids, Denise and Aaron's kids, Brittany and Joshua, in her in-home daycare center while Denise worked during the summer of 1996. Now, she says that Denise told her about the divorce and the custody battle that they were going through. And Sharon Jarvis also said that Denise told her on 3 different occasions, that 3 now, separate occasions of different days, that if Aaron got custody of the children, she'll have to kill Aaron or have him killed before she would lose her children.
She said that shit 3 times?
3 different times to the babysitter.
Wow.
Which is just, imagine who else she's telling if she's just telling the babysitter.
Yeah.
Now, Jarvis said that Denise told her these things once on the telephone and then twice while Denise was in her home, dropping off or picking up the kids.
She said it over the phone.
Over the phone even, and in person. Just in case you didn't know it was me over the phone.
In case we broke up a little. Got a loose connection.
Up here in the mountains, it gets spotty.
I need you to know this for facts.
Poof. Sharon Jarvis also said that during these conversations, Denise would be very emotional and adamant about her intent to prevent Aaron from attaining custody of the children. She would get tears in her eyes. I'm going to take those kids and he's never going to take them from me and all of that. Jarvis never reported any of this. She figured it was just a lady blowing off steam.
Yeah.
You see people in the middle of divorces, they say crazy shit.
Oh, man.
The things that you have said in the midst of your divorce, I'm like, fuck the mics are off when you said that, because if she ends up in a fucking drainage canal somewhere, you are going to prison if you said that shit in front of anybody but me. That is, because I won't tell.
Yeah, at the time it felt right to say.
It felt exactly, and that's I figure how she felt too.
Yeah.
And if she does in-home daycare, she has heard plenty of people talk about this sort of thing, so no big deal. She said the last time she saw Denise was when Denise came to her home to get a refund on 2 days' worth of daycare and to ask Sharon Jarvis to testify at the divorce hearing for her. Which, other than this is what she told me, which is hearsay, I don't know what the point of that would be. So then there's Denise's coworkers here. And these are, I guess, part of the dental fuck crew. I don't know. I'm not sure. Allegedly. Melanie Hurst and Kristen Latham are these two.
So Melanie and a Kristen?
A Melanie and a Kristen. Kristen is with a CH, by the way, which I have never seen.
Surprising, those chicks fuck.
Yeah, they are going to fuck. You're spelling Kristen wrong. Hold on. Let me fuck you and make sure you know. No, I'm just kidding. So
is this wrong?
Well,
but it feels so right.
Feels so right. CHRISTEN. So they testified they worked with Denise in the dental office of Dr. Steve Madison. Now, Hurst and Latham said that often Denise told them about the marital difficulties that she was having with Aaron. And a couple of years before all this, 1995-ish, 94, Denise told Kristen Latham that Aaron Smith had choked her while they were on a cruise.
Fuck.
Now, Denise also told Latham that Aaron Smith was abusive to the two children as well. Hurst and Latham said that more than once, Denise said if Aaron Smith got custody of the children, quote, she would kill him or have him killed.
Okay.
So this is just like her thing that she says all the time to everybody she knows.
She's on a loop.
Wow, it's just her thing. Hurst said that as of the custody hearing, as it started to near, Denise became more upset and distraught, which is normal. That would be normal. Sure, yeah. That's stressful. It's a stressful time for anybody. Hurst said that she often saw bruises on Denise, which Denise said Aaron Smith had caused.
Oh, boy.
Now, also, Hurst and Latham admitted that they never believed that Denise would actually kill Aaron Smith. That would be crazy. She's just the chick who fucks dental patients, and she's not going to actually kill anybody. She's just blowing off steam. That's all. Mm-hmm. Hurst thought that Denise was, quote, just under pressure, and she was just stressed when she was saying that. That's the impression everybody got. Nobody reported this to the police or any of that kind of shit. So those are just, like I said, you've said worse than that to me.
Certainly, yeah. I think I've given descriptions how I do it.
I was going to say, you have described the satisfaction of acts committed with your bare hands, as a matter of fact. Like, you've really detailed shit. Way more than that.
The colors, the face I want to turn, shit like that.
And I was like, he's blowing off steam. And I was right.
Mad.
And I was right.
Boy, he's madder than usual this time. Yeah. He's mad.
I was right, too. And you were just blowing off steam. It's true.
I never hurt anybody.
she does become a little bit more explicit here. Yeah. And we're gonna, you know what? Let's say a lot more explicit of what she says.
Oh, she gets descriptive.
This is Debbie Graham now, not Denise, her sister. At some point, she started talking to her sister again on and
back
off.
on. Yeah.
And this is the weird part. They don't talk about anything. They don't hang out. They don't like each other, except when something big comes up. They're apparently got each other's back because
how about that?
Debbie Graham asks her boyfriend, Martin Giove. She did go to New York, so she had to find herself again. Yeah. So Martin Giove, Debbie asked him, this is while they're living together, if he would kill Aaron Smith. Hey, you're Italian. You know how to do stuff like this. Would you kill my brother-in-law for me? And she asked him about 3 or 4 times to do this, by the way. And he said, I'm not fucking killing your brother-in-law. What's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you two?
Why does everybody think people from New York murder people?
I don't murder nobody. Yeah. I mean, for a reason, but I don't know this fucking guy. So that's what happened. Now let's head to Tanfastic Tanning Salon. Tanfastic. Someone named their tanning salon, which I don't know if that's the most creative name for a tanning salon or the absolute stupidest fucking name for a tanning salon I've ever heard. Tanfastic Tanning Salon.
Somebody was drunk and said it. That sounds tanfastic.
This is going to be Tanfastic. Oh, shit. Well, that's a great name for a tanning salon. Hey, are there any tanning salons around here? No? You want to open one? Okay. Tanfastic. Let's do it. So, Tanfastic Tanning Salon, Sandra Strange is the person running the Tanfastic Tanning Salon.
She doesn't run some
Sandy Strange,
some Dom thing.
I was going to say
studio.
She sounds like she's running a Wicca group. That's what she sounds like she's running. She's the coven leader. Yeah,
nut stomping videos she makes
one
on
of
the
two.
internet.
That's what she does at night. I mean, she's got to make a living, So Sharon said that she was the manager of the tanning salon that Denise Smith, now back to the Denise, not Debbie, Denise Smith frequented from May of 97 to July of 97. So when the sun is out in the summer, that's when she goes and gets a tan in a booth, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
She covers it all back up around August.
Yeah. Now, Strange said that Denise told her that she had marital problems and was going through a divorce. How do you get this from, I'd like the Saint-Tropez thing for 15 minutes? Let me tell you all my business. How does that happen?
Make my asshole white and my cheeks brown. Also, I hate my husband.
I hate him. And so she knew all about it. So she's literally telling everyone, like the mailman knows all about it. Okay, I got to get the rest of my route. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear about it anymore. She said that Denise told her that the couple was battling for custody, and that Strange also said on one occasion, Denise Smith asked her if, quote, this is a quote from Strange, I knew anybody who could do a job for her. Uh-huh. This is the Tanfastic tanning lady. This is not there's no evidence that she has any underworld connections or desire to kill.
Welcome to Tan-fastic. Do y'all kill people?
Do y'all kill people, or is it just tanning?
That's a bigger swing and a miss than the whites at Taco Bell.
I'll take 20 minutes in the San Tropez room. I'm gonna buy me the pink pair of them little glasses that go over your eyes, don't burn your retinas out. And y'all kill people here? Is that it? No? All right, then just the tanning and the glasses. Matter of fact, not even the glasses, just the tanning now. What the fuck?
I gotta save some money for the hitman I hire. Listen, y'all do it.
Yeah, unless that's the thing you do. And so Strange said, and I asked her what kind of job she wanted done, and she said she would like to have her husband taken care of. Strange is like, you mean tan? You'd like him to be tanner? I can take care of that. Like, no problem. You could bring him in. I'll tan him right up.
You're trying to get your husband a happy ending? Oh, no. I want the happy ending.
No, it's a happy ending for me. So after Denise Smith told her she wanted her husband killed, Strange said, one, we don't do that here.
Yeah, that's not on the menu.
That's A. Yeah. And B, that you, quote, need to be careful who you're talking to, and that this kind of talk could get you in a lot of trouble. You know, conspiracy to commit murder is kind of a fucking big deal. The state takes it super seriously. It's weird.
It's not murder level charges, but it's pretty goddamn close.
It's the same thing. It's the same shit. Yeah, it's close.
Especially if you are certain to act on it. You'll get the same thing.
If you're actively asking people if they will take money to kill your husband, that's a active conspiracy.
You could get life for that for sure. Yeah,
right. Fuck yeah. They set up people with a hitman who's a cop, and they do a sting operation. That bitch is getting 25 years for that shit. She said that Denise did not mention the marriage again for the next couple of weeks. So she was like, okay, I got a dry well here that I'm digging with this broad. She's not helping. But then brought pictures to show Sandra Strange that the children had been abused by Aaron. I guess brought pictures of
the drawings
bruises.
Or actual pictures.
Bruises, I think, yeah. Strange said that at some point, Denise called her and told her that the court awarded Aaron custody of the children, that she was going to, quote, take the kids to Florida and run with them, and that if she had to kill him in the process, she would.
Yeah, so we're booked up for 2 weeks, so probably in 3.
Cancel your Wednesday is what you're telling me? I don't know what you mean. I don't know. Why are you I'm the tanning booth lady. Yeah. If you need a Tan-fastic tan, I'm your fucking chick. Otherwise, I got nothing for you.
No, I said, thank you for calling Tan-fastic.
Yeah, not fucking, this isn't marriage counseling.
I'm running to Florida.
And I might kill my husband.
Tan-fastic.
Okay. I'm completely ignoring a court order and running to Florida. Oh, and I might commit murder. So 3 o'clock on Thursday. Or did you want the 2? That was the message I left. Did you want to move to 2? So you're saying you're going to be busy till 3? I don't know what's going on.
Is this like code and casino? What's happening?
Yeah, what's happening right now?
Coming through the service entrance. I don't know.
I don't understand.
See you at 3.
I don't get call Mr. Happy. I don't know what that is. What's going on?
Shit.
So she then said Denise told her that Aaron physically abused her and the children, and she said that Aaron had stuck a pencil lead in Joshua's leg, had stabbed him with a pencil or something, which would be horrible if it's true, obviously.
Stabbed her Down syndrome son with a pencil?
Child with a pencil, yeah.
Wow.
That's obviously extreme. Yeah, you shouldn't stab any children with a pencil, really. Yeah. But especially Down syndrome children, because they probably can't help whatever they're doing.
Severe disabilities, let's not stab them with anything.
Let's at least give a little bit of leeway on this shit. You know what I mean? Don't be that strict.
Yeah, perhaps he can't do 11 pull-ups. Stop it.
Jesus Christ. So, she, by the way, and Strange again said that all of this that she was told over months, I'm going to kill him. Do you know anyone who'll kill him? No, I don't. I'm going to run away to Florida and then maybe also kill him. She said she never took any of Denise's statements seriously. Yeah. Just thought she was blowing off steam, which is what people think. Yeah.
Just taking her Tan-fastic money and telling her to get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, you look Tan-fastic. Now fuck off. Leave me alone. Tan-fastic. I was like, that's the greatest shit I ever heard. So now a couple weeks before the custody hearing, about a week before the custody hearing, here we go. Charles Jack Snyder. Let's bring him into the story.
Okay.
He works at the post office in Gatlinburg here in Tennessee. He got a phone call from a man named Carl Sanders. Carl Sanders said, "Hi, I'm Carl Sanders. I'm from Bismarck, North Dakota, and I'm calling from a payphone." Now you're going, this has not, who the fuck are these people, right? What difference does this make?
Yeah.
Well, Bismarck, North Dakota guy told Snyder, the post office guy, that an express mail package containing drugs and addressed to an Aaron Smith would be coming to the post office. He even supplied the postal guy with the special delivery tracking number of the package.
Yeah.
It is this exact package. Now, when the package arrived, as said, because they were like, yeah, who knows if this guy's just talking out his ass, but a package with that number arrives for an Aaron Smith. So Snyder, the post office guy, gives the package to a guy named Scott Ginsel, who is the acting supervisor, and they contact the postal inspectors to check it over because there's been a tip. Now, Russell Fallis is the postal inspector. Fallis. Cosby's, Fallis. It's a lot today. It's a lot. Is it not? I couldn't believe when I saw him. Like, his name is Russell Fallis. Really?
I'd shoot myself in the face.
Old Rustic, that's your name?
Fallis?
From Cock County. Hi, I'm Russell Fallis from Cock County.
Right
nice
in
to
the
meet
fucking
you.
eyeball.
Wow.
No.
That's your
if that's your last name, you don't fucking carry that name.
No. You change it. So Fallis said he went to Gatlinburg to investigate an alleged shipment of drugs, contacted Randy Parton, I assume Dolly's son, is all I can imagine here, and Richie McMahon, agents with the 4th Judicial Task Force here to assist him with the investigation. They need 8 guys to open up a package and see if there's drugs in there, apparently. Yeah. When Fallis gets to the post office, fucking tumescent as can be, by the way, just really engorged here. He spoke with Charles Schneider and got the information about the phone call. Fallis examined the package addressed to Aaron Smith, Earthquake Museum International, 653 Parkway, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, 37738. The package was from an S. Jones, that's the name, S. Jones, 1411 Peachtree Circle, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep.
Now, they later discovered that address does not exist, 1411 Peachtree Circle, which is shocking because every street in Atlanta is a peach tree. I've said this before, but I went with Sarah to a live show we were doing. We went to our hotel, which was whatever the fuck on Peachtree, went there. We were at the wrong fucking hotel. The other hotel wasn't down the street. It was on the other side of the city, same fucking street, same hotel. Ridiculous. Same address. Crazy shit. So anyway, they ended up determining that the package was not mailed from Atlanta, Georgia. That's the return address, but it was mailed from Dr. Martin Luther King Post Office in Miami, Florida. Okay. So it's coming from Miami. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, it's great. Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff. And I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options. Nice. It's very cool. And you can personalize this portion and you can put filters on it. And get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So he said he didn't open the package immediately because he needed a search warrant to make it legal and all official and stuff. So he posed as a postal carrier, Russell Fallis here. Posed as a postal carrier and delivered the package to Aaron Smith at the Earthquake Museum, which was, I guess he's working there. As Fallis approached Smith was sitting at the entrance to the Earthquake Museum ride, taking tickets and money. So that's what he's doing. There's a ride. Fallis asked, "Are you Aaron Smith?" And Aaron Smith said, "Yes." He said, "I have a package." Aaron Smith signed for the package, and Fallis walked away. He saw Smith open the package, and at that point, task force agents burst out of the bushes and trees and swarmed Aaron Smith. And they identified themselves as narcotic agents, and Fallis returns and identifies himself as a postal inspector. Ha-ha, penis in disguise. He didn't know. I fooled you. I fooled you, yeah. So they identify. Smith immediately yelled, "I've been set up. What the fuck?"
Yeah, what is this?
And then called for his boss. "Hey, help me. Get over here." Yeah. So Smith allowed Fallis and the agents to examine the inner envelope found in the package. They found, quote, 2 extremely small Ziploc bags, so little like dime bags, that had a yellowish-whitish powder substance in them. Okay. Now, the writing on the inner envelope read, "To Aaron Smith, next time the price goes up." Okay. So they
do your math. Enjoy.
Yeah, here you go. Enjoy. But next time, going to be more expensive, Chief. Right. So then the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation lab identified the substance as being cocaine-based. It's coke, stepped on coke. Yeah. So Fallis sends the package and the inner envelope to Memphis to be checked for fingerprints. Okay, maybe we can find out who sent it.
Yeah.
And get the whole picture here. Bobby Ewing of the Memphis Crime Lab examined the package. By the way, Aaron Smith is never going to be arrested for this.
Really?
For a reason. Now, the forensic latent print analyst, who was Bobby Ewing here, who for the U.S. Postal Service in Memphis Laboratory, he said he examined the express delivery package, and he said that he found no readable prints on the package itself. However, he found 5 readable prints on the label of the package.
Oh.
Now, this could be postal workers. This could be whoever. So he said he received a 10-roll fingerprint card here later on, and they determined that the latent fingerprints found on the original label of the package were, now I'm going to give you this ahead of time, just so you know, because they don't find this out till later, but the fingerprints on the original label of the package are Debbie Graham.
Really?
Not Denise, Debbie.
Debbie's sending him coke.
Debbie's sending him coke. And okay. He also developed fingerprints from the inner envelope and found that 6 latent fingerprints of value for identification purposes also belong to Debbie Graham. Now, he said while other smudges or impressions were on the materials he examined, all latent prints that were of value for identification purposes belonged to one person, Debbie Graham. That's it.
And Debbie's sending the shit from Miami?
Apparently, even though she lives in New York. Now, July 15th, well, we'll find out who sent it, actually, because we'll know exactly who sent it. July 15th, 1997 is the custody hearing. This was all right before the custody hearing.
Yeah.
So
very convenient.
Yes, and now Denise with her faked drawing and this weird thing that's happening now, custody of Brittany and Joshua is granted to Aaron. They give the kids to Aaron, which is honestly surprising.
Yeah, dads don't usually get.
If moms
very
want
few
it,
victories.
Yeah, if moms want it, usually dads don't get it unless the mom is a fucking disaster. You know,
she's
it's
got
the only way.
She's got to be like clearly using the kids as a.
The kids have to be in danger of some kind. Usually.
They have to be being used for like a check so that mom can be using that money for drugs,
or like a lookout while she sells crack somewhere,
or she sucks dicks in a parking lot.
One of the two or three. So now Aaron goes to pick up the kids since he won custody of the kids. He's like, going to pick up my prize here. As he pulls up, he sees Denise speeding away with them in the car.
Oh.
So he's like, okay, I'm not going to give chase here. Like it's going to be dangerous for my kids. So later on, he told somebody else, and this is how it's summarized, his wife had left the state with his children. He didn't know where they were. It was suggested that they take out an arrest warrant for custodial interference. It's kidnapping at this point.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it is.
This is most kidnapping is this, you know, in the world. So now July 17th, 1997, this is 2 days later. She's not gone yet. She just took off from there, but she's still in the area because Denise came to the dental office to pick up her check on the 17th. Everybody said she appeared upset and shaken. Her car was packed full. Her father was with her in another vehicle, and that when she asked Denise where she was going, Denise said that she couldn't tell us, and we don't want to know.
Wow.
Okay, and I go, you're absolutely right. I sure
well, have a good time.
As fucked up. If someone ever says that, I'm never like, no, tell me. I'm like,
oh, really?
You have no idea how you just hit the fucking nail on the head. I don't need or want to know.
Okay.
No, I don't. So that is July 17th, and then she's poof, gone.
Yeah.
Aaron can't find the kids. He's talking to the cops about having some sort of warrant put out for her to get the kids back and all this type of shit. It would be one thing if she disappeared for a couple days, but it's like a week is going by, and where are the kids? Yeah. So July 23rd, 1997, Harry Smith, Aaron's father, he leaves his home at about 4:20 p.m., but Aaron wasn't home at the time. And Aaron's living with them now.
Yeah.
So he wasn't home. Later on, Harry returned at 6 o'clock at p.m., and he found a shoe sitting on a little rock wall that ran along the walkway. A shoe sitting there, which wasn't there at 4:30 or 4:20. Yeah. So that's odd. As he drove up the walkway, he looks and sees Aaron laying on the sidewalk. Yeah. He was like, that's fucking strange. So he got out of the truck and sees that Aaron is covered in blood and there's blood everywhere.
Oh, no.
And he's not moving and looks like he's in bad shape.
Yeah.
So Harry runs inside, calls 911. And when he runs inside to call 911, he notices that the house is completely turned upside down.
Really?
Ransacked beyond ransacking. Every fucking drawer is pulled out, thrown on the floor, shit scattered everywhere.
Oh, no.
Someone went through this. It looks like the cops raided the place and tossed it.
2 hours.
In 2 hours. It's an hour 40. It's actually. So he does that. As he waited for the police to arrive, he was careful not to touch anything because Aaron seems dead outside, and my whole house is ransacked. So obviously fingerprints are going to be of the essence here. So Harry Smith noticed that someone had removed the covering from an air vent. Even. That's how much it was ransacked.
That's how much they're looking.
He found it strange because he used to hide his money in the wall like that, in and behind an air vent when he used to live in Florida. He said he used to do that, Harry. So he was like, that's strange. He doesn't now, but someone thought they knew that. So they're like, this might be somebody I know that did this. You know what I mean? He said that Aaron and Denise knew about his practice of hiding money in the air vent. That was a known thing within the family, but not outside the family. Harry notices that he had a .357 Magnum pistol.
Yeah.
He normally stored it under a table in the garage, which is great when you have two kids running around.
Also, a useless ass place to keep, unless that garage is like 2 steps from your bed.
You have a chance of having a Down syndrome, having 8-year-old get a hold of a .357, which sounds like the beginning of a Mad Lib. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that's how I found weaponry when I was a child and blew my fucking hand apart.
Exactly. We all found crazy shit like that. Yeah. Smith notices that 3 of his watches are missing, along with other jewelry, including shit for his wife's jewelry and some of his stuff too. Okay. So there's been a robbery here as well. So Robert Caldwell, who's the chief detective of the Cock County Sheriff's Department, he said that he went to Camp Wright Acres to investigate the murder of Aaron Smith. He arrived at the home. He saw the body of Aaron Smith was lying on the walkway leading to the house, and he requested, number one, an autopsy, obviously, to find out what's going on, and also requested that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation crime investigation team help with the investigation. Which, I love this. I love that someone said, I'm a small-time place, a small-time department. This is over my head. Help. Yeah. So we don't
I'm the big dick of Cock County, and I need a bigger dick around here.
I need a bigger dick. Is there a Dick and Balls County somewhere? But we see this so often where these small town people try to take territorial. This is our thing, and the mayor shows up and starts kicking over evidence, and it's a fucking disaster. This guy said
that's hubris and ego, right? That does that. Yeah, it's like, well, I'm capable of this. No, you're not.
No, and even if you are, more help is better.
Yeah,
people that do this more often probably do it better than you. So they do that. And they figured out, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation guys said that we figured this happened somewhere between 4 and 5 o'clock because he was found at 6 o'clock by his father, and he looked like he'd been there for a little while.
Yeah, we just did some very obvious shit here and figured that time.
Somewhere between 4:20 and 5 would be the best way to put it. They did it. So Aaron's wounds and the location where he was found led the investigators to believe a confrontation had started inside the home, and Aaron was running away from his attacker outside, and that's when he was shot, because he shot in the back first. In the back. That's so pussy.
Chicken shit.
Shot in the back with a .357 too.
Oh, Jesus.
So the autopsy comes. They found 3 gunshot wounds on Aaron's body. 2 to the head and 1 to the trunk. Which is highly unnecessary with a hand cannon like that.
I shot a can, James, with one of those, an empty can.
Disintegrates.
And it just exploded.
It just disintegrates. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a
ridiculous weapon.
It's huge. So the guy, they discover that 1 head wound destroyed Aaron's brain and served as the only immediate lethal wound to his body. The second wound entered and these are not in terms of which, like in order of when they happen. This is in order of the way they're classifying them. The second wound, which entered in the front portion of the right ear, went through the ear and was not lethal and hit no vital structures. It just kind of tore the
It went through
the skin and kind of maybe a little bit of skull away, but not brain. Didn't hit brain. Okay. The third wound, which was also not lethal, entered the top rear portion of the body at waist level and exited through the front right side of his chest.
Clean through and through.
Through and through. With the .357, you got a good chance of those through and throughs.
Yeah, there's a lot of burn, though. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So they said that by this testimony, Aaron received 2 gunshot wounds from the back, shots to the head and waist, and 1 from the front, the shot to the ear.
Wow.
Now, 3 times with a .357 is fucking a lot, and it's Man, and that's so loud, too.
So
Boom.
one went through his ear from behind, like when he was running, and then another one went through his back,
That's
through
the
his,
front.
through his chest.
The ear shot was from the front.
Wow.
So that might have happened, they're thinking, in the house, possibly, and he ran outside. Then he shot him in the back, and then came up and shot to the head.
And that's the one that killed him.
Finished him off. That's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Once he knocked him down with the shot to the above the waist, that's when he came up
yeah.
and fucking finished him off, which is cold-blooded as fuck.
It's unbelievable.
This is cold, man. This is a brutal killing. So at the scene here, TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. I'll just say that from now on because it's way easier. TBI forensic scientist said that she was a member of the violent crime response team that went to Camp Wright Acres to document, preserve, and collect the evidence. And when they arrived, she saw a walkway leading to the front of the house and another entrance through the garage.
Yeah.
They said that someone had removed Aaron's body before her team arrived at the scene.
Why would they do
She
that?
said, I came to look it through. Yeah, and someone had moved it. So they were like, great, the fucking body's gone now.
Yeah,
the body's the last thing to go.
Yeah.
Like everything else gets classified. Then they go, okay, we can get him out of here.
The
but
family's oftentimes very disgusted with how long that body has to stay
true.
there. But it has to.
If you read like the homicide book, the David Simon book, the cops say continuously they very rarely ever, and meaning never, have a regret that they stayed with the crime scene too long.
Right.
But they have a million times they're regretting
Turning it over too
they
soon.
fucking too soon they released the fucking scene because there's a lot of pressure and a lot of things going on. They said you have to block that out, ignore it, and say we're not leaving until we understand this and get everything we can out of this shit. They didn't do that here. So her team had to use yellow markers to mark the location of evidence before they packaged it. And they marked the evidence outside the home, then entered the interior of the home through the garage. They got evidence and pictures and all that kind of shit. They collected a sample of reddish-brown stains, which were human blood, a spent bullet, and a handgun, which was the handgun from which the spent bullet was fired.
Oh.
The gun was in a different spot, but it was still there. It wasn't taken.
Left. Yeah.
That gun wasn't taken, but others were, as we'll talk about. So they also found a pair of handcuffs on a chair in the living room of the home.
Uh-oh.
Pair of handcuffs. And they asked Harry, are these handcuffs to belong to anybody in your family? He said, fuck no. Never saw them before in my life.
Kinky. Yeah.
No, we get down different kind of kinky.
Yeah. We go to the
Tanning.
dentist around here.
We're in a tanning boots and dentists and shit. You don't understand it. It's a whole other thing. So they said that also several pieces of clothing and other articles were scattered around the house. Harry Smith said he never saw the handcuffs before and that the handcuffs didn't belong to anybody else in the family. Now, the fingerprint examiner with the TBI testified that, which sounds like traumatic brain injury I'm saying over and over now.
Yeah. Well, there's that too.
That's what it is. Yeah. He said that he examined evidence taken from the Smith home and said that he examined the .357 Magnum found at the crime scene, but no readable latent fingerprints were found on the gun. Okay. Which is very common. Very common.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he said he could not say whether the fingerprints had been wiped off or someone had gloves on or who knows. So
well, as we learned a couple of weeks ago, open that cylinder, pull those shells, and see what's on those.
That's the thing. So, but I think the gun was already loaded. So he said they were.
It's the dad's gun, right?
It's the dad's gun. Yeah. They were unable to recover any readable latent fingerprints from the handcuffs found on the scene as well. Okay. So someone's got gloves on, is what I'm going to get to here. So of all the evidence, he found 4 identifiable fingerprints anywhere, and they all belong to Aaron Smith, which he lived there, obviously.
Yeah, he didn't
so
do this.
They asked Harry, did you see anyone before you left or when you left at 4:20? Did you see anybody lurking around? Right. And he said that he was working on the road by the gate and never saw anyone come in or out of the campgrounds when he was there. Right. Now, on this day, Denise called, by the way, called Harry, called the scene, said she was Denise and asked about Aaron, but the dad just gave the phone to Agent Davenport of the TBI.
Officer, it's for you.
You explain it, yeah. And now other people here, witnesses in the campground, saw a white sedan, pretty new, late model white sedan, cruising around the campground around 5 p.m. with 2 passengers inside. The campground was protected by a front gate, which was only accessible with a card or a passcode. So whoever was in the car knew how to get in,
Right.
you know, without having to break a fucking gate down or anything. Now investigators start hearing about Aaron and Denise's marital problems.
Oh, yeah.
That they just had a custody hearing a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
They hear about the drug thing and the post office and all that, and they're starting to go, we got to talk to Denise. Where the fuck is she?
Well, she's on the phone. Good news.
Good news. Well, while they were talking to Harry Smith, Denise called, exactly, and said she was in Florida. The cops said, well, get your ass back to Tennessee post-haste because we got to talk to you. Right. And they said, this is Brittany, the daughter, who was with her mother. Quote, when the investigator told her my dad was dead, he said he got no response out of her. She just listened. She just kept listening.
Wow.
She responded like Scott Peterson, for Christ's sake. Just like, yeah weird. I don't know. Like,
she responded like when telemarketers call me. They go, hi, this is so-and-so from so-and-so. And I just sit there.
Yeah. And yep. Turns out she left for Florida on July 17th. When she left work, getting her check, and her dad was outside in a separate car, and they had all her car packed. They went to Florida. Okay. Now, here is Brittany's account of this. Brittany is, 10 years old, 11 years old at this point. She said 2 days after the court had granted custody of her and her brother to Aaron, Denise took them to Florida to see Debbie, which was weird because her mom hates Debbie.
Right.
Also, her grandfather, Don Graham, accompanied them. They drove through the night on the 17th and arrived at a motel in Miami. At some point, they met Debbie, and she was with two different men, both named George. Which, it's just a couple of George Foreman's kids. Two guys named George shouldn't hang out together. They should go, you already have a George in this group. Never mind. You can't do it.
Awesome.
And also a guy named Alex as well. They met. Okay. They met them behind a place called the Golden Nugget. So
there's only one of those, right? And it's in Vegas.
It's Vegas. Yeah, this is a different Golden Nugget. So while Denise and Don Graham talked with the men, Debbie took Brittany and Joshua to the beach for about an hour. So Denise, mom stays behind to talk to these guys.
In the back of a Golden Nugget.
Yeah, to talk to Denise and her father are going to sit in the back of the Golden Nugget and talk to two guys named George and a guy named Alex about a murder plot. Okay,
sitting with the Georges. Go dig a hole on the beach.
Yep, and that's what does. Aunt Debbie's going to take you to the beach now. Yeah. So that's what they do. They go down there and they go play on the beach or whatever for about an hour. And Brittany said that while they were in Florida, they stayed at the Driftwood Motel. Which sounds very class.
I'm sure it is.
And during this time, she said her mom purchased another car sometime in here. Now, at some point in this, Alex, Debbie, and the Georges, both of them, left in Denise's new car and didn't come home for 3 days.
Wow.
Which is a long time to just...
72 hours leaving the kids alone in a...
No. Denise is still there. Debbie,
right, leaving the kids with Aunt Debbie for 3 days.
No. Debbie goes in the car. Denise stays with the kids. She stays with her kids.
All right.
In the car is Alex, Debbie, and the Georges. They took Denise's car and took off.
Okay, and Denise got a new car.
That's the new car she got. Now, Brittany said that right before that she left on the trip, right before Alex took off with them, the Alex guy, he had handcuffs in his back pocket.
Oh.
Which she could identify because she could see the bottom part of the chain hanging out over the pocket. They're sitting above that.
He just tucks the hooks in there.
Yep.
Leaves the chain dangling like it's a wallet chain. Nice.
So during the same period, Denise also left for a day. Who's watching the children? Oh, Don. No, Don left with fucking...
Don. No, Don's still there.
Don's still there, yes, because it was Alex, Debbie, and the Georges that took off. Okay. It's a lot of people to keep track of.
My God, there's so many.
So Denise leaves for a day. Late one night, Alex comes back with one of the Georges. I don't know where they put the other George. And they get back to the hotel. This is with Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie, Alex, and a George pull up here. This is while Brittany and Joshua were asleep. But Brittany said she was awoken by loud talking because it's a motel room. It's not like they're in a home.
A whisper is loud.
Yeah, and she overheard her Aunt Debbie say that they hurt somebody.
Oh.
We hurt somebody. And Denise said it was easy. And Alex replied, no, we've killed somebody. And that was that. And then she said she heard her mother say, yeah, and it was easy too, after we killed somebody. So that's what she's hearing. But Brittany never heard them say who they killed. That didn't come up. She also recalled that before everyone left, remember Alex had those handcuffs in his back pocket, but when she saw him now, he no longer had the handcuffs.
No more handcuffs and half a George.
Half a George, yep. She said that she noticed Alex was wearing, quote, one of her pawpaw's watches, which is Harry's watch, Aaron's father's watches that she knows is his watch, and that Debbie was wearing a pink ice ring that belonged to her grandma Cleta.
Yeah.
So they're wearing the fucking jewelry.
Pilfered shit, yeah.
And he also had this, Alex also had Aaron's Swiss Army knife, a knife that she recognized as her dad's. So 2 days later, Denise takes the kids to Michigan and runs off.
Really?
Okay, yeah, to Michigan, where they stay at the home of Brittany's Aunt Marion and Uncle Jerry. At some point, we'll find out later, Aunt Marion's going to bring Brittany and Joshua back to Tennessee, as we'll talk about. Now, Brittany said that they were in Florida for about 5 days down there. That was it. Now, she said that Debbie was with her and Joshua almost every day during the 5 days they were in Florida. So Aunt Debbie was there. Right. And she recalls some of the things they did in Florida, including going with Denise to rent a car, but she was unable to recall specific activities other than that. Yeah. She said she first learned of her father's death while in Michigan, so a week after it happened, essentially. Now, or a few days later anyway. They figure out that Denise rented a 1996, a white 1996, by the way, Buick Regal from Alamo Rentals in Miami from July 21st, 1997 to July 28th, 1997.
Yeah.
The mileage on the car when she rented it was 25,734. When she returned it, it had 28,210 on it.
Wow, 3,000 miles in a
3,000
week.
miles, 2,500 miles in a week is a lot.
What the fuck?
Denise signed for the car in her own name, provided her driver's license, home address, work address, all that shit. Wasn't hiding anything. So now Vernon Brown, we'll enter him into the picture. He and his wife own a lot at Camp Wright Acres, which Aaron had sold to them. So they live there and they know all about the place, and they know Aaron and they know Harry and they know everybody. Sure. He stated that he was at the campground the day Aaron Smith was killed. He said at about 4 o'clock that afternoon, give or take, 4-ish, he and his wife were walking to the pool when they saw Harry Smith leaving his home, which is his 420 leaving the house. Then this guy noticed two people sitting at a picnic table on the deck of a trailer. Yeah. He said he could only see that one person was blonde and wearing shorts. And as he and his wife prepared to leave the pool and bathhouse, they noticed that someone, appeared to be a man, was knocking on Harry Smith's door, which is where Aaron lives, obviously. This was about 15 minutes after they'd been at the pool. So this guy said he and his wife returned to their trailer, and between 4:30 and 5 p.m., he heard 3 gunshots coming from the direction of Harry Smith's home, which you wouldn't be able to miss 357 rounds. Those are loud.
Yeah, and there was some time in between them, too, so 3 is,
you
know how many it was.
Absolutely. He said he was sure of the time because he and his wife had scheduled to have dinner with some neighbors at 5 p.m., and it was 5 p.m. when they arrived at the neighbor's house. So that's how he knew it was between 4:30 and 5. It had to be before 5. Yeah. He also said that because they often heard gunshots around the campgrounds because there's woods all around there, he didn't think anything was wrong when he heard 3 gunshots. He just didn't think anything about it. He said later on, though, he learned that someone had been murdered when police came to his neighbor's camper while they were eating dinner and said, hey, anybody hear anything? He was like, oh, shit, yeah, me. Yeah. He told the cops that this man he saw knocking on the door was a skinny white male with long dark hair. Okay. He also said that the distance from the pool to Harry Smith's house was about 200 feet, which is a good distance to see anybody. Yeah. And on redirect later on, when they go back to him, he said that he had also seen a white car parked on one of the lots, a white sedan.
Yeah.
And he said that around 5 p.m., he heard a car leaving the campground in a hurry, driving faster than people normally drive in the campground. And then about 5:15, he learned from the neighbor's daughter that the white car wasn't there anymore. Mm-hmm. So he's got the whole thing mapped. We know exactly when it happened.
That guy's good at this.
Now, a state trooper in Tennessee named Eddie Pulley, he's pulleying from Cocke County in fucking, he's going to go hang out with Richard Fallis.
Never fails, man.
So he says that he was working in McKinn County. He said that on July 23rd, 1997, at 7:41 p.m., so this would be about 2.5 hours after the murder, he issued a ticket to a David Antonio Rivera of Miami, Florida. He said Rivera was driving a white 1996 four-door Buick.
Oh.
He said that he could not remember Rivera's face or whether Rivera was traveling with one or two females. Couldn't remember. Now, who is this guy that he gave a ticket to?
Right.
His name is not David Antonio Rivera. His name is Alejandro Rivera, and he goes by Alex.
Oh.
He's born in 1960. He's one of Debbie's boyfriends.
Yeah.
One of her many boyfriends, because she
Really?
her and Alex both live with other guys, but are also fucking each other on and off.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So the guy in the Florida Department of Law, a special agent, Ron Racchiopi, I like this guy, in Miami, he said that in 1997, he was contacted by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation about coming to Florida to do a follow-up investigation on a homicide. So they said that they were looking for information on an Alex, a Deborah Graham, and the activities of Denise Smith while she was in Florida. So they received information from a club owner regarding the tag of a vehicle in which Alex had just left the club. The tag number led agents to a woman named LaShawn Taylor in Miami, who is his baby mama and live-in girlfriend, Alex's.
Fantastic.
So the agents set up surveillance, which leads them to Alex, okay, who agrees to help the agents initially in the investigation.
Oh.
They learned from Alex's driver's license, which was a false ID, and social security card, that his name that he was saying was David Antonio Rivera. They said that they learned that the address of the license was the same as he was using his real address, just a fake name on his license. So they also found out that the Martin Luther King post office where the drugs were mailed to Aaron Smith is less than 300 yards away from their address.
Very close.
Very close to these two people, to Alex
Short walk.
Short walk. They conducted their surveillance of the home from the parking lot of the post office. That's how close it is. So they said their investigation revealed that someone had taken Debbie to the airport where she boarded a flight to New York. Trying to get all these loose ends together here.
My God.
All of this, Denise is arrested.
Really?
Not for murder.
For what?
For not handing over the kids in custody.
Yeah.
She's arrested for that. She turns herself in to face charges of custodial interference. She claims she had nothing to do with Aaron's murder. She was in Florida, and I was, that's my alibi.
It's impossible. I couldn't have.
I couldn't. I was all the way in Florida. Right. And they said, okay, well, that's fine. Where are your kids? And she said, I'm not telling you. She did a Lori Vallow. She would not tell the cops where her kids were.
Really?
And they're like, are the kids okay? And she's like, yeah, they're fine. They're with somebody. I know where they are, but I'm not telling you where they are. So they're like, okay, then we're going to hold you on a fuckload of bond. Like, it's $100,000 bond for this.
You're never getting out.
You're not getting out. They said, we'll reduce the bond if you tell us where your kids are and get them, into our custody. Yeah. Safe and not wherever the fuck they are. So they said she's ordered to turn the kids over to Aaron Smith's parents, who have like emergency custody, basically. So that is fucking wild. They said that she surrendered to authorities, ordered held on $100,000 bond. They said that they'll lower the bond to $7,500 if she'll just turn the kids in.
Just give us the goddamn kids, lady.
Yeah. They then the daughter said, this is the daughter that was being hidden, Brittany. She said she held out for a couple days, but they wouldn't let her post bond until she turned us in. She called her aunt and uncle where we were staying and told her to bring us back. And so they did. That's when they drove from Michigan to Tennessee. The aunt and uncle hand the kids over. And this is on the understanding that she also would not leave the court's jurisdiction and must report daily to a probation officer.
Every day we need you to call us. Yeah.
Every day now while this is going on till this gets fucking cleared up. August 22nd, 1997. Almost a month goes by.
Oh, boy.
This is when Debbie gets arrested. Aunt Debbie. Now, the police officer said a lot of her information came from her new boyfriend who was living with her. He told us that she had discussed the burglary and that Aaron had died. She showed him jewelry that had come from the break-in.
Oh, my God. How dumb can you be?
Extremely fucking dumb. Hey, I took off with this guy that I'm fucking also. I'm sure you won't be mad at that enough to turn me in for this. But we killed the guy and robbed him, and here's the jewelry. That's wild.
Well, that's with the guy I'm banging to do some murder. No, you didn't. Well,
Jeez.
Look at this.
Fuck, man. So they had to travel to New York to find her. A detective with the Port Authority Police Department in New York said that he aided Tennessee investigators with the arrest of Debbie. They arrested her at the home of Martin Giove in Astoria, Queens. And that's who she's been living with. They said they recovered a bag of costume jewelry from the home, which contained 11 pieces of jewelry. And they said the 11 pieces described in the bag, they described the bag as a gray-colored plastic bag. Cleta Smith, Aaron's mother, identified the jewelry recovered as hers.
You bet.
And taken the same day Aaron was killed. She also said that several other items were taken from her home, including a pink ice ring, which we know where that was, and a Noah's Ark bracelet and a Nikon camera.
Okay. This is really bad because murder will get you some shit. But if you steal while you murder...
Oh, it's worse. So much worse.
And she's stealing so much.
They just take everything of value they took, it seems like.
Boy.
So now they get her down. They're going to sit her down. They're going to trick Deb a little bit here. This is fun. The investigator acknowledged that initially Debbie told him several times she had not killed anyone. They sat her down, got her in the box. I didn't kill anyone. I didn't kill anyone, which is more of she's trying to, get through this interrogation. And he said that he told Debbie that the cop said that someone had identified her as being at the campground pool the day Aaron Smith was killed, which was not true. Nobody identified her. But a lot of people don't understand or don't realize this, but it is 100% legal for the police to lie to a suspect in an interrogation.
Sure. And
100%
when you say something like that, because they don't know that she was there, they don't know that she wasn't there, right?
It's just a shot.
It's just a swing. It's just a fucking... Hail Mary real
it's
quick
a spouse saying, I saw you leave in this restaurant with that lady. And you go, it's either...
And it gets them on record of adhering to a statement of some sort.
Absolutely. And so, you can say, oh, well, your co-defendant there, your partner's in there. He's singing like a bird, telling us everything. So we know it all now. Yeah. You better get the deal before he does. That's perfectly legal. They do the goddamn lie detector thing on a copy machine is legal. So they said that... he said that before Graham gave her her written statement, she said that she and Alex had not gone to Tennessee, but went straight to Michigan to visit friends. However, when they said someone saw you at the campground pool, Debbie, then she changed her story.
Oh, no.
She waives her Miranda rights and gives the NYPD and this investigator from Tennessee a signed and written statement.
Really?
That is as followed. Okay.
That's all it took?
That's it. They tricked her and they knew she fucked up. She went, okay, you got me. Rather than going, no, I wasn't there.
How could they do that?
Then it's her word against whoever said they identified her, even if there was someone who said they identified her.
Right.
But instead, she bought it all. And she said that she and Alex borrowed the car rented by Denise to travel to Michigan. She said that Alex and Debbie, the two of them, planned to stop in Tennessee to pay a visit to Aaron. For what?
What?
Debbie said that Alex wanted to teach Aaron Smith a lesson, quote unquote, because Alex had heard that Aaron was abusive to Denise and the children. Which, by the way, we have no idea if that's true or not.
No clue. Yeah.
No clue.
No evidence.
No evidence either way of that. So Debbie Graham used Denise's gate entry card to gain entrance to the campgrounds and show Alex where Aaron Smith lived. So Debbie said that Alex stayed at the campground for about 10 minutes. Then Alex drove Debbie back to Gatlinburg and let her out in front of the Ramada Inn where they're staying. So Debbie said she thought Alex was just going to talk to Aaron and ask him if he wanted to fight someone besides women and children. You want to fight somebody your own size? Yeah. So Alex returned 2 hours later to the Ramada Inn, pale and upset, she said. Just all sorts of fucked up.
Latin fella went straight.
Pale.
So clear. Yeah.
He's definitely like a darker guy, too. This picture. He's a darker guy. Yeah.
He was pale.
He was pale, that guy. He's from the Dominican Republic. You made a Dominican man pale. So as they drove toward the interstate, Alex told Debbie that he had gone back to the Smith house and entered through the garage, as he was told to.
Right.
As Alex was going through the house, he said he found several guns. Then he said Aaron returned home unexpectedly and surprised me.
Yeah.
He rolled up on me. I didn't hear him coming, see him coming. So Alex told Debbie that he, meaning Aaron, surprised me and, quote, I had to cap him.
Had to. No
He
choice.
said he shot Aaron 3 times and then went back into the house to make it look like a burglary. But he didn't make it look like a burglary. He actually
burgled.
stole everything. He just burgled.
To make it look like a burglary, I burgled my ass off.
I figured I'd steal everything. Most of the time when people do that, they just grab stuff
Yeah.
and throw it. We always
Kick
see
a
the stage.
trash can over and walk out.
Yeah. But at the same time, this was a successful. People did think it was a burglary, obviously.
Because he definitely burglaried.
He said that he threw 2 handguns into the woods and kept 1 handgun for himself.
Really?
So Debbie said after that, she said she couldn't go to Michigan, so they returned to Florida. She said, I can't go to Michigan now. Just take me back to Florida.
Okay.
So when they arrived at the Driftwood Inn Motel in Miami, she discovered that her father, Don, Denise, and the Smith children had gone back to Tennessee to turn themselves into police, and that she herself returned the rental car, which we know isn't true because Brittany said she was there when they got back. She told the investigator that Alex said if she ever told what he had and then ... what he had done, that he would let his boys know and they would take care of her whole family. I'll let my boys know and they'll kill everybody.
You think I'm bad? Wait till you meet my boys.
You think I'm a bad criminal? Wait till you meet them. They're awful at this. So Debbie said that she never saw Alex with any of the jewelry after he killed Aaron, but she said that he had given her a gray plastic bag containing several gold necklaces and bracelets, which he had planned to give to his girlfriend, LaShawn Taylor.
What a guy.
Nice. Just a fucking
Gentleman.
He's a real prince, this guy. I'll tell you
I
something.
got you some jewelry, babe. Why is it loose in a gray bag?
Why is it loose in an Arby's bag? What's happening? Don't worry about that.
You dig deep, you'll find the horsey sauce. That's the real treat.
That goes right on that Noah's Ark bracelet. Don't worry about it. So Debbie also said on the way to Florida, Alex got a speeding ticket in McMinn County, which we knew about.
Yeah.
So she said the last time she saw Alex was on August 2nd, 1997, when LaShawn Taylor, his girlfriend, took Debbie to the Miami airport to get a flight to New York. Okay. So they bring in LaShawn Taylor here.
Here we go.
She said that she and Alex have a son together and they lived together for a short time in Miami. She said she met Debbie during the summer of 1997 before Alex and Debbie went to Tennessee together. She said she was jealous of Debbie's relationship with Alex because she suspected they were having an affair. You know, because they're 2 adults doing a bunch of shit together that's not work-related. Yeah, that's an affair. So she said that when Alex and Debbie left town together, it was her understanding that they were driving to Michigan for a job interview. That is some game.
Don't worry.
Imagine. Wow.
We're
Guys,
just driving to Michigan.
imagine trying
interview.
to convince your significant other
Right.
that you and this other broad are just going to take a fucking 5-day car trip together just for a job interview, but there's no hanky-panky going on here at all.
From the southernest tip of the United States
To
to
the
damn near
northernest.
the northernest.
We're going to do it all here. Now, Taylor, the girlfriend, stated that after they left, she received a phone call from Alex, and he said they were in Tennessee helping Debbie Graham's sister move out of her house. So he had to stop off in Tennessee and help him move. Yeah. Okay. So she also said that they were gone for about 3 days when he came back home, and finally. Yeah. Now, after they came back to Miami, Debbie and Alex, Taylor, the girlfriend, next saw Debbie when Debbie came to their home in a white car to see Alex. Alex went outside to talk with Graham while the girlfriend waited at the door. So now she's watching him talk to his fuck buddy here.
Yeah, whatever she is.
Taylor said that Debbie Graham came in the white car, like we said, and she heard Alex tell Debbie, get the car out of here or get in the car and get out of here. And she left. Basically, take this car and fucking get it away from me.
Don't let this thing be seen near me anymore.
Don't connect murderer and murder vehicle, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Taylor said that she saw Debbie again when she came to the house and spent the night. Debbie spent the night at their house because she didn't have anywhere else to sleep. Well, you ain't sleeping here.
I don't care where the fuck you go.
Right? Taylor said she remembered that one night Alex and Debbie were talking and that every time Taylor entered the room, they would stop talking immediately. Which she was hoping was about fucking. Turns out it was about murder, which is worse. Which is worse to find out. You're fucking someone or murdering with people.
Yeah, I knew this relationship was over one way or another.
Oh, shit. The next time Taylor saw Debbie, Debbie stayed 2 nights at the home.
God,
during this stay, she said they were very secretive, always talking, going to pay phones, whispering, she said.
Why
real
is
secretive shit?
Is this what jewelry gets you? You buy somebody jewelry, they just forget everything?
Everything flies out the window.
That's right. It's just gone.
Taylor said that Graham was also constantly calling her father, who we know was involved in all this, and at least in the taking the kids plot. Taylor said that one day she took Debbie Graham to the airport, and Debbie said she was going to New York. And several days after she left, Debbie left, the police stopped Taylor and Alex there. And Taylor said that the Florida driver's license carried by Alex bore Alex's picture, but the name on the license was actually Alex's brother's name. So it's a real person. God. He just used his brother's name. Taylor also said that on the day she and Alex were stopped by the police, Alex produced a false identification in the name of David Rivera, and that after he was with police, he came to her work and got her car. Then at the end of the workday, he picked her up and took her to her mother's house. She said that after he left her mother's house and said he would be right back, he never came back. Here, stay here. I'll be right back. Yeah. Peace out. The next time she saw him is like 2 years later at a murder trial.
Wow.
This is from I'll Be Right Back.
Yeah, I'll be right back in Cock County.
Yeah. See you in court. And then wonder why this broad's testifying against you. Gee, I wonder why. That is fucking wild. So he said that she also said that she and Alex went to a pawn shop on 79th Street. She said at the pawn shop, Alex retrieved some of the items that he had pawned earlier in the month. Yeah. One piece that he retrieved was a Noah's Ark bracelet.
Uh-oh.
He pawned the stolen shit and then fucking probably got little animal charms on it. Yeah. And then fucking was like, probably shouldn't leave that in a pawn shop since it's, murder evidence and all.
And it's got my name attached to it.
And went and got it.
Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. Fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, concert tickets, and more. Your favorite stores like Lowe's, Levi's, and Nike pay Rakuten to send them shoppers. And Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. You're already shopping at your favorite stores. Why not save while you're doing it? It's a no-brainer. Membership is free and easy to sign up. Get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's Rakuten. Your cash back really adds up.
Escape reality and immerse yourself in a gripping tale of mystery, murder, and romance with June's Journey. Join June as she unravels the truth behind her sister's mysterious death and use your observation skills to find hidden clues and uncover dark secrets. Plus, you get to explore stunning hidden object scenes, from New York parlors to Parisian sidewalks, as each chapter reveals captivating mysteries. How sharp are your observation skills? Put them to the test in June's Journey. Download for free today on iOS and Android.
Now, Robert Latta, an employee at the cash-in pawn shop in Miami, said that Alex pawned an Elgin pocket watch, a gold Noah's Ark bracelet, 2 women's freeform rings, and a Nikon camera.
Everything.
Everything. He said also that it was David Antonio Rivera was the name on the license that pawned this. The Elgin was a non-gold pocket watch, a 10-karat gold Noah's Ark bracelet, 2 women's freeform rings, and a Nikon camera model ZT400. So, Alex then retrieved those items August 7th, 1997.
Okay.
So now they go back to Martin Giove here. Yeah. Hey, Marty, let's talk about Debbie, her New York boyfriend. She's got boyfriends all up and down the coast, this one. She's like an NBA player.
She's so hot.
I got him in Miami. I got him in New York. I got him all up and down.
She's got them in different area codes, James.
Yes, she does. Fucking dipshits, not hoes.
Dipshits. And
I got dipshits.
It's an entirely different Nate Dogg song.
Totally different fucking song. So he said that he and Debbie previously lived together, and during that time, like we said, he was asked to kill Aaron Smith 3 or 4 times, but said no.
Yeah.
He said that Debbie requested that he, quote, go down there and kill him, which luckily for Aaron, he was just like, I'm not going to Tennessee. Fuck you. Pizza's terrible down there. I'm not going. I ain't fucking going. You name me one I'm talking half decent veal parm sandwich I could get anywhere near that fucking place, and I'll do it. I doubt it exists, though.
Do you know that I have dopes? I have dopes in different area codes. Dopes.
Different dopes. Yo, no shit. Go down here and kill him. He said that he then went to jail for unrelated shit.
Yeah, because he's Marty from Queens.
He's Marty from Queens. By the way, later on he'll say that he has quite a lengthy criminal record and has been in jail for all sorts of shit. So but not murder, apparently. When he got out of jail and upon his release in 97, he and Debbie Graham began living together again in New York because they had lived together before, and now they're back together again. He said that while Graham was living with him in New York in August of 97, she was constantly using a payphone to call her father and sister. A payphone.
Unbelievable. In what year?
Yeah, 97, which is totally fair. That's the only way to do it. But I don't want to make a call from my house because my phone might be tapped. Payphone. Right. Yeah. So Marty here also said that she behaved nervously and that he finally asked her, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What's your deal?
You're going out. What are you doing? Making phone calls and whispering
your
and
problem.
Are you in Goodfellas? What's going on? Like, what is happening? And that Debbie told him, quote, it's finally done. And he said,
yeah.
By the way, I'm doing the Italian. Fuck you. What do you mean?
Go on.
And what's done? And she replied, Aaron is dead. So he said that she told him that she and Don Graham had paid someone to kill Aaron, who's the father. Me and Dad killed someone to kill my brother-in-law, who is married to my sister, who I hate.
Yeah.
Very strange.
The person that I hate the most, it did him the most favor.
Yeah. They hate each other on little things.
The biggest favor on the planet.
But when something's big.
Yeah.
And poor Don was probably like, my girls are finally getting along.
Yeah.
It's over murder, but they're getting along, and that's good. That's good. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah. I brought this all together. All I needed was hitman money. I wish I would have known this years ago.
Their mother would be so proud.
So proud. Too bad she's not alive to see this. So Marty testifies that Debbie told him that she had gone to Aaron's home with a man from Florida and that they had shot Aaron in the driveway or on the walkway.
I got a Florida man.
Pretty fucking accurate. Got a Florida man. Where can we find a guy to do this who has no conscience, soul, or anything?
Every day in the newspaper, there's one. It always says Florida man. There he is. Go get him.
If you just drive through Tampa, there's guys on the corner with signs that say, we'll kill whoever, wherever, for anything, really.
I'll go to Tennessee for anything.
For jewelry to pawn. It's fine.
For a $300 bracelet.
Yeah. Marty said he was shocked by this news, and he left the apartment to get some air and to chill the fuck out. He was gone for a couple days. He said when he returned, he saw numerous police officers in front of his house, and they were arresting Debbie, is the problem there.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was fast.
They knew. That was real fast. So, I mean, he's just given it up. And then also when the cops were there, he gave the detective a bag of jewelry that Debbie had given him to keep somewhere, which is the gray bag. Yeah. Now, later, he also allowed police to return to his apartment and found other jewelry that was there. And said, come on in, look around, here it is. Now, Cleta Mae Smith, that's Aaron's mom, said she returned to the house after her son was murdered and found that every drawer was taken out and everything was thrown everywhere. They then showed her the bag of jewels that that they got from New York, and she identified it all as hers. And she said much of it she made herself, so she knows it's hers because I made it. It's unique jewelry. It's nothing that can be store bought.
Yeah.
It's not a Sears Model 4A, whatever the fuck,
I have
or
arthritis
Helzberg
because
diamonds.
of that piece. Yeah.
Yeah, I made that shit, so definitely I made it. Further, she said after the murder, she noticed that she was missing her Noah's Ark bracelet, Nikon camera, and big pink ice ring. Yeah. So they bring Alex in, obviously, here.
Yeah.
They're sitting him down. He's with the NYPD. He arrested this guy. He arrested Alex. Alex isn't arrested for like a year later, by the way. Right? It takes a while to build up the case against him. They say when he was arrested, he said his name was Jonathan Rivers.
Really?
Yeah, which is definitely not his name. Showed a driver's license from the Virgin Islands that confirmed that's his name. So he can get fake IDs, no problem.
Shit.
They said that while in custody, he's sitting there in custody, he's just muttering to himself, saying really crazy, incriminating shit out loud while in custody. Saying repeatedly to himself, saying, fucking bitches set me up, fucking bitches set me up, fucking bitches set me up. Like angrily and loudly.
Yeah.
Then stating, someone's going to die over this shit. These bitches someone's going to die over this shit. You are in police custody, sir.
You don't make those wild-ass threats when you're here for murder.
For at least involvement in a murder.
Yeah.
Someone's going to die over this shit. Fucking bitches set me up. The detective said that Alex also said, I narrow it down to 5. I got 5 now on my list. I'll make it look like a robbery. He was just saying this to himself. I got 5 on my list. I'll make it look like a robbery. I'll kill all these motherfuckers, which is probably 2 sisters, Don, and the Georges, I'm going to assume.
That's 5.
That's probably who those are. Yep. That's what I'm going to think. So, by the way, we don't know what the Georges' roles in this were.
Where are the Georges?
The Georges left to commit the murder. When they came back, they were 1 George short of a full drawer of Georges. And there's no talk of George. And people saw 2 people in a car, as we'll talk about. So we don't fucking get it, man. So the detective said that Alex also said, I got the piece of the puzzle. He told them this. This is an actual interrogation. And he said, I bet they didn't say their dad was involved.
Oh.
Which nobody had said that the dad was involved, except for Marty, who said that he was told that they had paid him. So the detective explained that when he arrested Alex, he noticed some tattoos on him and found a handcuff key on his person, but not handcuffs.
Hey, where's your cuffs at?
Where's your cuffs? So the detective said that the handcuff key did not fit the handcuffs found at the scene of the murder, though.
Oh.
Different handcuff key. So they also said this guy just keeps a handcuff key on him in case he gets arrested, I feel like.
I'll bet you're right.
That's the thing. And maybe he feels like he can hide it. And, that's the thing. You've seen that in like spy movies.
Right.
So he said that the detective said it was a couple of days before Alex allowed his fingerprints to be taken. I'd never heard of that before.
Oh, wow.
If you're under arrest, they will pin you the fuck down with 8 guys and grab your arm and fucking make you do fingerprints. There's no allow.
Wow. They'll get, I mean, that's a warrant essentially, isn't it? If you're suspected of a crime, you get your fingerprints taken.
It's also an extra charge, I believe, too, if you're not allowing processing and shit.
That's
it's
just
more
procedure.
Charged. It's interference with whatever the fuck. So even if you're interfering in your own thing. He then identified, the detective then identified pictures of the defendant's tattoos at that point. That's Alex. First was on Alex's chest was a dragon, and on the backside of his left arm was a big eagle. Really creative guy. Now,
what the fuck do those mean?
Yeah. Now, he insists that he didn't go shoot anybody, though.
Really?
Even though he said these bitches did this and I'm going to kill everybody. When questioned, he said that he and Debbie drove that rental car to visit her relatives in Michigan, but that the rental agency's mileage records that's what he said, but they said to him, well, the record of the mileage disputes this.
Right.
So they said, that's ridiculous here. The officer said that Alex told him that then he went to Tennessee about 3 weeks ago with another man when he was driving to Michigan. So he said he stopped there. They said that Alex told him he was traveling in a white rental car and that he did not want to say who rented it. I can't tell you that, but I was in a white rental car.
Because that fucks my whole thing up.
Yeah. So the cop said that Alex told him that the vehicle was rented from a Value Rental in Fort Lauderdale, which is not true. It's Alamo in Miami. Right. Now, the officer also said Alex denied ever meeting anyone in Debbie's family, including her father, sister, niece, or nephew.
Didn't meet anybody.
Nothing. So the officer then said that when he asked Alex, who is Alex? Because he's still saying he's David.
Right.
Who's Alex or Jonathan? He said, Alex Rios, a friend of ours from New York. And the officer said that later in the interview that Alex said, look, I told you my name is David. He said, David. Because they were like, what's your name? He goes, I told you my name's David. Which is awful and hilarious.
Not good at all.
That is really fucking funny. Like, he can't even keep that straight.
God damn it.
So finally they told him, listen, we have evidence in this case, including the fact that they had a white car, and we know where you were. And he said at that point, Alex changed his story, and he said, I plead the fifth to driving a white car. He's not going to say, I guess not going to say whether to confirm nor deny. I drove a white car.
That's not how that not works.
Anyway. No. But he also, instead, he means it in the way of he's admitting it.
Yeah.
Pleading the fifth means admitting it, which is the opposite of what pleading the fifth means.
to driving a white car.
You would hope a criminal would know that kind of thing. But no.
I plead the fifth to murder.
I plead the fifth to the murder. Wow. And this guy is extraordinarily dumb, I must say.
He wants you to know specifically what he doesn't want to incriminate himself.
Yeah. It's fucking hilarious, man. He admitted, though, that he drove with Debbie Graham to Michigan and that he was not with another male. Uh-huh. They said that Alex said that Debbie had a job interview in Michigan, but he couldn't remember the name. Not only the name of the company she had a job interview at, couldn't remember the name of the city they went to.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know what fucking point on a map I was driving toward. Just
it's an awfully big state.
Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, he said doesn't remember the city, and that he stated that we stayed with a friend named Jill DeHart, a black woman who lives in a red brick house.
How many red brick houses could there possibly be in Michigan?
In the whole state. And if that narrows it down, black lady, red brick house, maybe.
That should do it.
Jill DeHart has a boyfriend, a little tiny guy, real annoying, always trying to make you gamble on football games. You know the guy.
You know the people. You
know him. So the officer said that he questioned why, if Alex and Debbie went to Michigan, there were only 24 or 2,800 miles on the car. And he responded, the wrong answer.
Yeah.
They said, if you went all the way to Michigan and back, why was there this many? There should have been more miles on the car. There's only 24 to 2,800. And he said, quote, that's a lot of miles.
That seems like
yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of miles, true, but not the miles it takes to go from Miami to Michigan and back, which is the fucking point we just brought to you. And
you'd have to put that thing on a bomber and take it back to Florida and not put no miles on it.
He said, seems like plenty of miles to me, pretty much. Like,
well,
they were like, there's a math equation here. It's not just that seems far and that's a lot of miles. We can count it up.
Seems good to me.
He said, that's a lot of miles. Go ahead and check. You'll see it's enough to get there and back and more. No, it's not.
You'll see.
No, it's not. It's really not. That's the problem. It's just not enough miles to get there and back. Yeah, it's wow.
Check the mileage in the HOV lanes. There was 2 of
them. We went faster, so we'd probably get there quicker, meaning less miles, right? That's how it works.
And we took toll roads.
It's how that too. See, we cut a lot of this mileage out.
A lot of time and mileage.
A lot of time and mileage. So at the end of the conversation with Alex, Alex said that he would contact Debbie Graham and get her to talk to the police. Yeah. And afterwards, after that, the officer drove him to his girlfriend's place of work, apparently. Yeah. Now, after they said later on the same day, the defendant here, Alex, pages the cop, and the cop calls him back. And Alex tells him the location where Deborah's interviewing in Detroit, Michigan. He said, I took her to an interview in Detroit, Michigan, and gave the officer the street on which Jill DeHart lived.
Oh.
Now, they also said that he was unable to the officer said after that he couldn't get a hold of Alex again.
Oh, disconnected his phone now.
That's why it takes a year, because this is a few weeks. This is right after the girls are arrested, and
and he doesn't use his fucking name for anything.
For anything. Now, when confronted that with evidence against him, including a plane ticket placing him in the area at the time of the murder, that's when he said, "I just went there to scare Aaron," which is a terrible story. You're right, I did, because I said, "We have a plane ticket with your fucking name on it." And he said, "Okay, fine, I went there, but I just went there to scare him, and he was alive and well when I left the campsite." Apparently, a stranger came up minutes later and shot him with a .357 for no
Scared him
reason.
even harder.
Scared him way worse.
Going on.
Now, Denise, while she's in jail, we'll talk about this a little bit. There's a subpoena there's a subpoena here to the workers at Safe Space here, which is like a domestic violence shelter, basically. Yes, and it is. They've been people in the place that work there are subpoenaed to testify to see if Denise had visited there and she suffered abuse. Now, the executive director of Safe Space, Diane Levy, said she didn't want to discuss any of this and said that the shelter could lose federal funding under the Victims of Crime Act for revealing information about clients. She said it's confidential who's in here. And they said, it's a fucking murder trial. I don't give a shit.
Domestic violence HIPAA laws require us not to.
Murder. Dead guy.
Domestic violence HIPAA.
Dead guy. But the law, but the fun, they go back and forth.
Yeah, but we like checks.
Yeah, but we need the money, which is fair. The confidentiality, there's a reason why that law is there.
It's
but
to
when we're
keep
talking
bad
about
guys from beating up women again,
and finding them and all that, but when we're talking about murder, things are different. That is, we go all the way around any other bullshit when we're talking about murder. So, and I don't mean that's bullshit. I'm just saying we go around it.
We don't strip people of their civil rights for it, but I mean, we certainly, you can divulge some information to the police. It's not like the cop is going to go beat the shit out of this woman.
That's what I mean. So, to the police about a murder. Right. So, they said we cannot allow our confidentiality to be breached lest we endanger all the women who have come to us and their children. This will make it much more difficult for women to seek the help they need and to achieve safety.
I mean, if we guarantee that in this safe space we cooperate with police to get justice, I think they're going to be all on board with that.
That's what I mean, because none of them have killed their husbands. They're like, what the fuck? I could have killed my husband and just came here? That's ridiculous. So now the Victims of Crime Act actually already compels shelters to report any information on risks of homicide, suicide, child abuse, or sexual assault.
Yeah, because this isn't a safe house where Billy the Kid can go after robbing banks. Come on.
It's not the Clanton Ranch in fucking New Mexico where they can all hide out. This
where
is
you
not
water
that.
your horses.
Yeah. Tell them just pushing on. You know what I mean? Heading on to Central Park.
Makes you leave.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Now, the prosecutor here, Al Schmutzer is his name.
Okay, gross.
It sounds like he gets schmutz everywhere. He's very dirty. He's a schmutzer.
Rubs schmutz on your forehead.
Yeah, leaves a trail of schmutz wherever he goes. They said confidentiality requirements are designed to prevent victims from further attacks, so they're not applicable in this case. We're talking about a victim who did the attacking. Right. Totally different. You can't just cover for people who stay there. So he said he wants to know if any of the safe space workers heard threats of a homicide regarding Aaron. And so they said the question arises, they have some responsibility in dealing with their clients. Whether that would cover hiding information that deals directly with a crime to protect someone, it's our position that it does not. Right. They should tell us. So a judge rules that workers at the shelter must testify before the grand jury.
Oh.
No choice. They're going to go to jail if they don't. So they're going to do it. Now, so they testify, and they say that she had come in 1996 saying that there was abuse. So we don't know if it's true. We don't know anything. We have no idea. Mm-hmm. I would say I definitely believe her, but then these fucking twins are nuts.
Yeah, they seem to.
And they seem to be
themselves. Yeah.
They seem to be liars and murderers a lot.
What the fuck happened?
It's weird. So, it's fucking strange. Now, there's an inmate at the Cook County Jail.
Oh.
Okay. The Cock. I keep saying Cook. Cock County. Shannon Jarnigan. And she says that Denise told her that she hired her twin sister's boyfriend to kill her husband.
Wow.
which is exactly what happened. And because her husband had abused and now saying sexually molested the children, which is the first time that's ever come up.
Okay.
I would assume you'd lead with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's harder abuse than getting punched in the face, man.
That's what I mean. So, but that's the first time that's ever come up. No one ever said she'd ever accused him of that before. Yeah. So she said this Jarnigan said she also met Debbie, who told Jarnigan that her boyfriend, Alex, had accidentally shot Aaron Smith. Oh. Jarnigan said that Debbie told her that she, meaning Debbie, was afraid of Alex and that after the shooting, Alex would not let Debbie out of his sight. Okay. Now, so they testify, by the way, the domestic violence shelter people testify that I guess she said that she had spoken to Denise Smith, the director of this place, who stated she was returning to Tennessee to turn herself into the police, and they told her to contact the public defender's office. Okay. She said Denise had contacted her organization, didn't go stay there, called them out of concern for the safety of her children. But that was in the middle of the divorce and custody case, so who knows what that was about. Now, custody here, Harry and Cleta, the parents of Aaron, they end up with custody of the children.
That's how it always works. Yeah.
Harry testified at the hearing that their grandson, who suffers from Down syndrome, needs a close relationship, and he can provide that, and so can them. So the Smiths had filed for petitions for custody. Marion Graham, the mom, or the children's maternal great-aunt.
Oh, wow. That's the grandmother's sister.
Yes, maternal great-aunt, yes, also filed a petition for custody. Mm-hmm. She told the court that it would be best for the children to be placed with her and, all that kind of shit. There's no best that she would, what's her exact quote here? That they'd best be placed with her with all the trauma going on.
Yeah. In Michigan?
In Michigan, yeah. She also admitted that she had been with the children recently and knew Denise Smith was in a violation of a court order when she took the kids, which she's not getting custody there.
When she showed up to Mary and Jerry's house, she knew that she showed up there with kidnapped children.
Yes, and she said, sure, I'll take them.
Yeah.
No good.
We sheltered them while they were on the run. We're good people.
Yeah, aren't we nice? Give us the kids. We were hiding them from the cops for a while. So 1998 comes around. We're going to have a trial for both these sisters. Yeah. Now, Debbie tries to get the trial severed.
Oh, she doesn't want to be a part of it. Well,
and then Denise also tries to get them severed. Yeah, sorry. No, they don't actually.
Yeah, right.
Similar, but
my grandparents, my grandfather is a fraternal, and they still look so fucking alike.
They look like brothers. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They're still brothers.
Right.
I mean,
they still share DNA.
Yeah, you can tell me and my brother are brothers.
Right.
But we're not identical twins. But
it's
we can
crazy
tell we're
that you're not identical
we're 9
twins,
years apart.
But it's still it's fascinating that identical twins can be born 9 years apart. But
it's weird, right? It's strange. Here we are. I love that. I don't know. That's the best way to end anything.
Yeah,
blah. But here we are. For some reason, I love it. Whenever I end anything, I go, I like that I did that. Just there's somebody else that's so fucking fun.
Well, here we are.
Yeah, that just means, oh well. No answers. So the judge says, fuck no, you're being tried together.
Wow.
You're twins, and we're going to do this together. You were fucking born together. You're going to go to jail together.
Consider this courtroom your uterus. Here we go.
Here we are. It's womb time. So Sharon Jarvis, who's the daycare lady, if we remember, she testifies, in addition to all the other stuff we told you, she said, that she had 3 conversations she had with Denise occurred a year before the death of Aaron.
Yeah.
That's on cross-examination. So they're like, see, they wasn't right before the murder, was it? And she's like, no, it was about a year before. And they're like, see, innocent.
Well, that's a
rather
woman
than planning it for a year. Yeah, plotting and planning for a fucking year.
Dangerous woman.
Jesus Christ. So there was that. Jarvis also testified on cross-examination. She believed the statements made by Denise, but also stated that she did not think Denise would actually carry out the threat. She said, I thought that she wanted him dead, but I didn't think she'd actually kill him.
Right.
A lot of people you want dead, you don't actually go fucking kill them. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Next, they bring in Jarnigan, the cellmate. Okay.
Right. Lord? Oh, yeah, cellmate, yeah.
Yeah, and on cross-examination, because we told you what she said for whatever. Now, cross-examination, she admitted the state had charged her. What do you think she's in jail for?
Liquor store robberies.
Felony murder and aggravated robbery.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Felony murder. Same shit.
Really.
Yep. In an unrelated case.
We're
And
twins
she said,
in a different way.
We're also fraternal. I'm fraternal. We're murder twins. That's terrific. Look at us. Fraternal murder twins. Very nice. So she says and testifies to the fact that after she gave the authorities information she had on the case, she pled guilty to 2 counts of aggravated robbery.
Okay. Left the murder out?
Left the murder out. So it must have been other people involved.
Yeah.
They probably did the killing, but she was there. That's why she's charged.
Just gave her the robbery stuff.
She acknowledged she told her attorney that she wanted to use this information that she knew about the sisters to help herself. However, she denied making any deals with the state. She, which is interesting. So they call again. They call the detective to the stand, who testifies that the state reduced the charges in Jarnigan's case because an autopsy was never performed on the deceased victim's body of her murder, and that the other victim another victim could not be found.
Okay.
So basically, they don't have the evidence to charge her with murder. It wasn't that she made a deal. Now, Denise has another cellmate. This is Judy Laws, which is Jude.
Fuck out of here.
So strange. Judy Laws. She said Denise and Shannon Jarnigan were simultaneously incarcerated in the Cocke County Jail from February of '98. One morning, Laws observed Jarnigan going through Denise's personal papers, which is a big no-no in jail and prison.
Don't you touch my shit.
You don't touch anybody's shit. That will get you stabbed. That you have no privacy as it is and no personal space. And the little bit of shit that you have for yourself, nobody's touching that shit. That's
and
crazy.
You know who's not the least able to touch my shit is people that are in here involuntarily.
Yeah, for robbery and murder. So she said that Laws said that Jarnigan told her, quote, "I'm going to get something, anything I can get to make a deal with." And that Jarnigan went on to say, "My attorney says if I can get something on them, he'll cut me some slack and make a deal for me."
Okay. So,
wow. They said finally that Denise got back from the shower and took the papers away from Jarnigan. She caught her. And on rebuttal, the state called Detective Robert Caldwell again, and he testified that on November 7th, 1997, he took Jarnigan's statement about Denise saying that she hired her twin sister's boyfriend to kill her husband. So they have a shitload of evidence.
Way too much.
So much evidence. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, the verdict comes in at the close, when they go to deliberate, the judge charges the jury. Here are your options, jury.
Yeah.
First-degree murder.
Sure.
Second-degree murder.
Sure.
And facilitation of first and second-degree murder. So you can find them guilty of any one or combination of charges or whatever you want. So the jury deliberates for 4 hours, which just to go over this mess is a lot. It's quick. And they have the same verdict for both of them. They find both sisters, Denise and Debbie, guilty of first-degree murder.
Oh, boy.
First degree. Yeah, they said, you planned this, hired a guy, rented a car, stole your kids. This is a plot. This wasn't an accident.
Yeah, you sat behind the golden nugget and discussed it.
Yes, absolutely. Here's my only concern, though. Did he went there with no weapon to kill somebody?
That's a great point. He didn't even bring anything. But
Unless
they may have told
him guns are in the house.
There's
a
gun there. You don't have to be fumbling around with shit.
Would you now think about this though? If you're Alex, would you want to go into a house that you're not armed, you don't have anything, but you know the people inside have guns?
I got handcuffs.
That's wild. Yeah, that's balls, man.
Handcuff the guy.
Fucking A.
It's also a house that's
Miami style.
Yeah, it's also a house that's multi-occupied. There's several people that live here, and you brought one pair of handcuffs and no gun.
And no gun.
Balls.
That's wild. So they find them guilty of first-degree murder, obviously. And after the verdict was read, several of the people in the room started sobbing.
Yeah.
Cleta Smith, there's Aaron's mother, walked over to the defendant's table and hugged Denise. And they both cried. Apparently so. I would think if you kill my kid and I'm walking over to the table, it's to cut that dude's throat. So don't let me get there because I will murder him.
How did the bailiff let him get that close to hug? Because I would assume, she's going to murder
She's
somebody.
coming for blood. Yeah. Instead, they hugged and cried.
Wow.
And then Cleta, when they were done, said to the press, justice was served. But she felt bad because I've known this lady. What the fuck? So sentencing comes around, and during the sentencing phase, the jury does reject the state's one enhancement factor, which is to try to get them life without the possibility of parole for the robbery shit. So they're saying it wasn't about robbery. Robbery was to throw off the set, not to. That wasn't the point of the thing. So they're sentenced to you. Ma'ams, bitches. I guess, too. We've never had you bitches. They're bitches. Let's be honest here. Fuck them. These bitches set me up. You bitches may fuck off. Life in prison with parole.
Really?
With parole. They will be eligible for parole after, it's not that bad, a quick jaunt. They have to serve 51 years in prison.
Right.
51 years. Eligible when they're like
tease.
87 years old or something. They'll be eligible to get out of jail. So that's not good. That's fucking wild.
That's fucked up.
Gee, thanks. Okay, great. What the fuck, man? How wild is that?
Life with parole, that equates to this many years. How many?
Fuck. So life is what you're telling me?
So I'm going to... There's no parole. Stop it.
I'll be dead by then. Jesus Christ. I'll live 50 years in a prison? That's crazy.
It's so funny.
Oh, man. So the prosecutor, the district attorney, Al Schmutzer, the Schmutzman. The Schmutzman. He said, I didn't have any quarrels with the sentence. For all intents and purposes, it's a life sentence. Yeah. I have a feeling I won't be plotting against anyone else when they're 87 and they get out.
Yeah.
If they make it and if they get parole.
Wow.
Now, 2001 is the Alejandro Rivera trial. It takes till 2001 to get this.
Wow. Fucking 9 years? 6 years? How many is that?
Yeah. So his defense, it's 4 years.
Yeah.
His defense is that the witnesses at the murder scene didn't see a Hispanic male.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Tall, skinny white man.
They
with
saw
black
a
hair.
skinny blonde man and a girl.
Okay.
So that's not me. And also he asked of the panel, quote, the jury, who would hire someone to kill someone in broad daylight and in the middle of tourist season? Denise is a moron. Just because you're stupid doesn't mean that you can't be a murderer. That's the thing.
Right. We're not discussing whether or not it was. That's what? What is he doing?
Yeah. It's so strange because honestly, that doesn't make sense, the skinny blonde man. And it doesn't make sense that he went there without a weapon. But at the same time, he says he went there to scare him.
Right.
So that means he was there. So you can't say now, well, they said another guy was there and it was me. No, you said you were there. So
nobody said it was a good murder. They just said it was a murder.
It was a murder. Yes, a guy is dead. That's all we have here. Not that it's a great job. So the prosecutor, in closing, makes this closing argument. Mm-hmm. He says, and I quote, any doubt in anyone's mind, I submit to you. But Deborah Graham was involved in this murder. Any doubt? It's uncontradicted, which is true. Right. She told her boyfriend, Marty Giove, of her involvement in this murder. It's uncontradicted that she came up here to Tennessee and went back in that white Buick. And it's uncontradicted that this man, meaning Alex, came with her. And there was no other explanation that's come from the witness stand as to why he was with her. And the only reasonable explanation could be that it was to come up here and take care of Aaron Smith. And it didn't matter if he was in there and pulled the trigger. It didn't matter if he was sitting out in the car. But he sure as heck wasn't in Gatlinburg. And then he says, there's absolutely no proof in this stand coming in here and telling you he was ever in Gatlinburg. So that was hours later. So the verdict comes in here. Yeah. It's a 9-man, 3-woman jury, and it's less cut and dried than the ladies, I have to say.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty fucking bad.
I mean, he was in the car. It only went there and back. The only reason to go there was to kill someone.
Lied. Yeah. He lied about where he was going. Yeah. Then he said, okay, I went there to scare him. Right. You're full of shit. And then you were the one who pawned, hocked the fucking jewelry that's stolen from there.
So
and you came in wearing Harry's watch, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Balls. So they find him guilty of first-degree murder. Okay? Now, when sentencing comes around, they were going for the death penalty here, by the way. Wow. The jury rejects the death penalty right away. But he has found, you, sir, may fuck off, life in prison with parole.
Okay.
He will also have to serve 51 years before eligible for parole.
Fantastic.
And he's like 36 when he gets sentenced. So
It's
adios.
over for you. Yeah.
Adios, amigo, is what that is. Sorry. And I didn't mean that in a fucking Spanish way. I just meant
Thanks for playing. You lose.
happy trails and time to push on by.
Time to put Ernie Hudson.
Push on out. Ernie Hudson told me it's time to leave, so we got to go. Now, Denise is going to appeal this thing. They're both going to appeal, obviously. They have their appeals together, too, which is hilarious. Yeah. Here are what she's complaining about. This is the thing. Whether the trial court, here's number one, trial court erred in not dismissing the indictments because of the state's failure to provide the defendant with a speedy trial. Whether the trial court erred by allowing the state to decide not to consolidate Alexandro Rivera's case with their case because of a potential legal problem without first granting that the defendants have an opportunity to be heard on the issue. So they severed him off somewhere else, didn't try them all together. Three, whether the trial court erred in failing to sever Denise's case from Debbie's case, whether the trial court erred in consolidating Debbie's case with Denise's case, which is pretty much the same as three. Whether the evidence was sufficient to convict each of the defendants of first-degree murder. They said after a thorough review of the evidence and applicable law, later on they're going to try to see what that goes. They said first they challenged the state's decision to consolidate their cases without consulting Rivera. They said Rule 12 of the Tennessee Rules of Criminal Procedure requires that a request to consolidate be raised prior to trial, meaning if they wanted to consolidate. Yeah. Debbie's claimed the trial court erred in denying her motion to sever her trial from Debbie's trial. The law on that is, quote, the state, as well as the persons accused, is entitled to have its rights protected, and when several persons are charged jointly with a single crime, we think the state is entitled to have the fact of guilt determined and punishment assessed in a single trial, unless to do so would unfairly prejudice the rights of the defendant.
Sure. Yeah. Cost-effective and shit.
Yeah, they just might as well get it all here if it's the same thing. Debbie claims the trial court erred in consolidating her case with that of Denise, so they both are saying the same thing. Right. Each defendant argues that because the evidence against the other was more sufficient, because they're both saying that she's more guilty than me.
Yeah, she did it.
So she made me look more guilty. Yeah. That's why I got convicted. That's what they're both saying. So they can play off each other. They said that the joinder of their trials produced a spillover effect, which permitted one to be prejudiced by the multitude of evidence against the other. But there's a multitude of evidence against both is the problem.
Yeah, I mean,
tons of it.
You can't take kids down. You know what's being plotted over there. So
yeah,
you're just distracting children. And then one goes up and kills a guy. Well, the other one's still, you know what I mean? It's you're doing this on purpose, and you're all movements are calculated. You both did this on purpose.
You were almost broke into the lyrics of Nightman there. You were like, one man's here, one man's there. It's Nightman. Feeling so wrong and right, man. I swear to God, I thought that's where you were going.
That's what they are. They're Nightman.
Yeah. That's what it is. The Nightman cometh, indeed. So... which made the consolidation under Rules 8, 13, and 14 of the Tennessee Rules of Criminal Procedure possible. By the way, this gives our lawyer constituency of listeners just huge hard-ons when we talk about Rules 18, 13. They're like, fuck yeah, it is. Don't forget 14. Oh, he said 14. All right.
Lisa in North Carolina writes me all the time. She's like,
I love it. It's so cool.
She told me some shit about the Duke thing. That what was the guy's name? Felong, whatever. He was disbarred, and then the next guy that came through was
Nifong.
What is it?
Nifong.
Yeah, that guy was disbarred. Then the next guy came through, and he was a part of the staircase thing.
Yes, exactly.
So constantly that place is just constant fuckery.
Constant a fuckery go round is what that is. It's a fuck go round. Perfect. Holy shit. So the decision here, they said reviewing the facts most favorable to the state and all this type of shit here. They said that she had spoken of her intent, blah, 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 before. And they say that go fuck yourself. So that's Denise's.
Yeah.
Denise, you can fuck off, okay? That's one.
See you
now, Debbie, see you in a while.
Yeah.
Debbie argues that the trial court erred in consolidating her case with Debbie's again, like we said, or with Denise's. The state's case was a circumstantial one, and Schmutzer argued at trial that every piece of evidence added up to guilt. And her attorney, by the way, this is Debbie's attorney, said, I did the best I could, but I frankly don't feel that was good enough. I don't believe I was effective counsel because it was difficult to know who we were going to trial against. I was generally prepared. I just would have liked to have had more time after the judge's ruling that they'd be tried together to develop my strategy for her defense. The best scenario for me was to go to trial alone with Ms. Smith, the sole defendant, or with everybody. My client was not in the same state when the killing occurred, while the other two defendants were local to the murder. Yeah, they were there. Denise was in Florida. She also said that having her client tried along with her sister was difficult because the proof looked horrible against her instead of my client. She looked more guilty than my client, but now we're together. So her attorney, the other attorney for Debbie, also said that he would have liked to have had separate trials too. He said about Debbie, I like her, thought we'd be better off going to trial without the co-defendants because of Debbie had less of a motive to kill than Miss Smith did. Okay. She might have been there, but Denise wanted him dead and told everybody about it. The other sister just might have done it. He said that my case is based on the very candid statement of Ms. Stapleton. It's rare that this happens in a case where an attorney freely admits that she was ineffective.
Wild.
They normally argue
Never
that.
Heard that.
They said in a case of this magnitude, it would have been better to have heard the motion much sooner. The bottom line is that when a motion such as this is heard just a day before trial, what suffers is the constitutional rights of the defendant. No, separate trials and a joint trial are completely different legal strategies for the lawyer. Completely different. Because if you have them separate, now the other person is a boogeyman and a specter, and you can put everything on them because they're charged too, and you can blame them.
And
but if they're together,
they're elsewhere. Yeah,
they're elsewhere. If they're together, then it's
and the two assholes are sitting right there. I mean, they're one. Yeah, they're one being.
You just hear guilt. They're both guilty, is all it is.
But the jury's instructed on what evidence is pinned to what person, right? I mean, it's not like they're just throwing evidence out and being like, both of them did this. It's like,
no,
they're getting a fair trial.
There's just spillover that's going to happen with any, like they said, with any trial like that. So she asserts that because the jury found the evidence was insufficient to show that the murder was committed for promise of remuneration, so they didn't prove that they paid for murder.
Yeah,
that was what it was about. There's no evidence to show that she had any motive for participating in this murder. She further claims that the unreliable testimony of LaShawn Taylor, that's Alex's girlfriend, and Martin Giove made the state's case against her weak compared to the case against Denise. Thus, Debbie argues that she was prejudiced by the consolidation of her case with Smith's case, which I don't think that's true at all. That sounds crazy. They say taking the facts, this is the court's decision, taking the facts in a light most favorable to the state, Debbie's intention to kill Aaron may be inferred from her asking Martin to kill Aaron. Yeah, she's looking for someone.
Yeah, right.
The proof further showed that Debbie had Alex accompany her to Tennessee in order to kill Aaron. She drove the vehicle rented by Denise from Florida to Tennessee, then showed Aaron where the fuck they lived.
Right.
After the murder, they drove back to Florida and returned the car to Alamo Car Rental. Debbie returned to Florida without alerting the authorities about Aaron's death. LaShawn Taylor testified that Graham and Rivera were very secretive and nervous after they returned to Florida. Then Debbie flew to New York while maintaining possession of Cleta Smith's jewelry. In New York, Graham stayed with Giove and told her that Smith and her father paid someone to kill Aaron, which is true. So how the fuck did he know that if that wasn't true? And that she, meaning Debbie, had accompanied the man to Tennessee where they shot Aaron in the driveway or a walkway. He told cops that. She said it was there, and that's exactly where he was. Graham was later arrested by the police and gave a statement attesting to the above facts. Hence, a rational jury could have found that Debbie intended to assist with the commission of the murder of Aaron Smith. Both affirmed, eat dicks, both of you. Fuck off. So they go back to jail, never to come out, hopefully. So Alex appeals too. And we'll go over quickly. He appeals contending that the prosecutor made improper statements to the jury. The trial court improperly admitted into evidence 2 pieces of evidence and statements of his co-defendant. The trial court erred when it refused to grant his request for a continuance, meaning a delay. The trial court erred when it refused to grant him a judgment of acquittal, Okay, because he went for a pre-jury judgment of acquittal. The trial court erred when it instructed the jury. The voir dire was improper. The trial court erred when it refused the defendant's request to change venue. They also erred when it refused to admit drawings made by a key prosecution child witness. The trial court erred when it allowed two witnesses to remain in the courtroom during the duration of the trial. They erred when it refused to consider evidence regarding statements allegedly made by the jury foreman. The trial court erred when it refused to allow a New York search warrant and affidavit to be admitted into evidence. And the trial court erred when it allowed a photograph of the deceased to be admitted into evidence, and also when it did not review the TBI file. Okay, now, those are all his complaints. Here's a specific complaint about the handcuff key. It's a big one. He argues that the trial court erred when it allowed the state to admit into evidence a handcuff key that was confiscated from him when he was arrested. The New York officer testified he found the key on Alex at the time of arrest and that the key did not open handcuffs that were found at the scene of the murder. Right. The state claims that Alex waived his right to appeal this issue because he did not object to the key being entered into evidence at trial. So if you didn't have a complaint then, what the fuck are you complaining about now? However, the record reflects that the defendant filed a motion to prevent the state from introducing the handcuff key, which the trial court denied. The trial court determined the handcuff key was relevant, and we conclude that the trial court did not abuse its discretion by doing so. So he's trying to say if those keys didn't open the handcuffs at the murder scene, then they're irrelevant.
Yeah. Well,
which is not true.
I can see that his angle, but the fact that you carry around a handcuff key is frightening.
That's scary, and the fact that the Brittany saw him with handcuffs,
right? That doesn't
there's
mean
handcuffs there.
Those handcuffs are particularly the ones you could
he's
have
into handcuffs,
pairs,
obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Which isn't it's not a thunderbolt of fucking evidence that's going to put him away, but it puts him in the house probably if he's a handcuff guy. So, they determined the handcuff key was relevant, and they conclude that the trial court didn't abuse its discretion. Brittany Smith testified also, the daughter, because she's the star witness in all three trials, by the way. Mm-hmm. All fucking three trials. This kid had to go up there, 14 years old, 12 years old, and go up and testify about her dad being murdered by her mom and her aunt and all this shit. This kid is fucking tough as nails, this Brittany.
Yeah.
I really, she knew exactly what was happening, what's going on. I feel for her. So they say Brittany Smith testified that Alex was carrying handcuffs when she met him and left with the rental car. Detectives found handcuffs at the scene of the murder. The defendant was in possession of a handcuff key. In light of this, the trial court did not abuse its discretion when they said it was relevant. Also, proof of conspiracy. He's saying the state didn't prove there was a conspiracy between the three of them.
Really?
Which is wild. I think the daughter proves it. Yeah. Just the daughter saying they all stood in the hotel room and talked about how he was killed. That's a conspiracy. Done.
And they took no more than that for them to talk.
Yeah.
It's pretty odd.
When they woke her up saying, "Oh, we killed him." Oh, shit, that's right. Oh, no, it was pretty easy, too. That's a conspiracy right there. And all three of them are in on it. They all know about it. So they said there was ample evidence that Denise Smith and Deborah Graham both sought to have the victim killed, and that Deborah Graham was soliciting someone to kill the victim for her sister as early as 1995.
Yeah.
So it's been going on for years.
Yeah.
Alex was seen riding around with Deborah Graham in the summer before the victim's murder.
Holy.
8 days prior to the murder, a package containing drugs was mailed to the victim from a post office 300 yards from Alex's home, and contained Deborah Graham's fingerprints. Upon leaving Tennessee, Denise Smith went to Florida, where Debbie Graham was living and where she had befriended Alex. So it's all conspiracy. You're all mixed up.
Yeah.
She put the package together for her sister, and then he mailed it. So it's obviously
incredible,
a big conspiracy. And he probably got the coke, I would imagine, too, because he lives down there. Probably knows where to get it.
Down there in Miami. Some shitty
stuff. Some shit Miami stepped on bullshit. After meeting with Denise Smith and Deborah Graham, the defendant, meaning Alex, left with Debbie Graham for a couple days. When he returned, he met with Denise and Debbie and told Denise that we've killed someone. It's clear from this evidence, by a preponderance of the evidence, the state established that the evidence of a conspiracy existed as early as 1995 and established the connection of Deborah, Denise, and Alex to the conspiracy. Fucking denied.
Eat shit. All of you.
Eat shit, 51 years in prison.
Enjoy your freedom, Georges.
Yeah. Yeah. No shit. Now, 2005, there's another appeal, and this is like for like a habeas thing, I think, that's denied for the girls, for the ladies. 2009, the ladies want a new trial.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, they've been fucked over. Evidence was hidden, and it should have been dismissed, and they shouldn't have been tried to get. It's all their appeal stuff just in a new package now. Okay. Because appeals are so weird, because your appeals aren't just like, hey, I'm not guilty. That's not an appeal. Like they're all specific.
They fucked up and did this wrong. Yeah, procedural.
And there's specific legal things for appeals. Like this appeal's only for this narrow legal thing, and that's it. It's not for whether there was evidence that get in against you that wasn't. It's so strange. So 2009, they want new trials, and they are motherfucking denied again. Alex has also had zero luck in his appeals as well, and he's had a lot of them. So everyone sits in Florida or in Tennessee prisons, and they're going to be there for long fucking while, till about 2050.
Wow. Where's the fucking Georges?
That's it. And the whole thing, I was just going to say, out of all of this, the main question is, where the fuck are the Georges? What's happening?
Where are the Georges and what? Don, you lucky son of a bitch.
Well, yeah. And what role did the Georges have in this? Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if they just couldn't prove anything with the Georges, so they just cut them out of the whole... Yeah. They just cut him out of the whole fucking plot, or what? But I'm not sure. But
they lost to George, and then they lost both of them.
Yeah, then they're both gone. I feel like there's Georges involved. There's one other person that's not being
at least two. Yeah.
At least one other person in this conspiracy. I could be wrong. So,
oh boy,
it's weird shit. So anyway, there is that. Hope you found that case. That's a fucking crazy case, man.
But here we are.
And here we are. That's it. So that crazy shit. If you enjoy this crazy shit and enjoyed that particular crazy shit, get on whatever app you're listening on. Doesn't matter which one it is. Give a review. All the apps let you review. Might take you 20 seconds to sign in or whatever. It takes so long to put these shows together.
Ernie Hudson made me do it.
Ernie Hudson told me how great this show was, is a perfect thing to say.
That's great.
Referred by Ernie Hudson, or just, and here we are. That's fine as well. Do that. 5 stars mean the world to us. As well as you should definitely listen to our other 2 shows. You should listen to Crime and Sports. If you're not listening to Crime and Sports, check it out. We just finished up a 4-parter.
Yeah.
Like 9-10 hours on Reuben Hurricane Carter. Hurricane, like the movie and the Bob Dylan song and the fucking Denzel Washington movie. Crazy fucking in-depth, really good fucking story. Check it out. Literally beyond the first part, there is 0 sports in the entire fucking thing. And even during the boxing stuff, we're like, yeah, he fought this guy. And then we're talking about crime. So check that out. It's a great place to start. Do that. Also, definitely check out Your Stupid Opinions.
Sure.
Because honestly, I think it's the funniest goddamn hour in podcasting. It's just hilarious.
You don't lie.
It's fucking funny. I'm not going to lie. Here we are. It's the best. So check it out. Do that. You also definitely want to head to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Yes.
To get multiple things. First of all, tickets to live shows, actually in person in a theater. Next one of those, September 20th in Minneapolis at the very, very beautiful State Theater.
Yeah.
Way too nice for us. So let's go in and befoul that shit. It's going to be great. This is going to be our biggest show ever, so please be a part of it. If you guys sell it out, it'll be our biggest show ever. The biggest Shut Up and Give Me Murder in the history of the world. We're so fucking excited. So come check that out. The next night will be in Milwaukee. Those tickets are sold out for now, but we're just releasing, I think this week we're going to release our holds and comps or whatever. So check for our social media. We'll tell you when those are available, but they're going to go fast.
They will.
So grab them there. Also, get your tickets to everything else. Even Boston and New York are both over 90% sold out right now. And that's in December. So get your tickets.
City and Oklahoma City,
Oklahoma sold out.
Might be done. Wait,
no, Kansas City's got some because we opened up the more tickets. Oklahoma City's done. Sold out. So you're fucked if you want to go to OKC. These shows sell fast, so get them now for sure. And come hang out with us because we're excited for this. Also, Austin.
But if you can't make those, there's a whole other
option for you. Yeah, we understand we only come to 12 cities this year, so we have virtual live shows. October, I don't remember. It's a Halloween show. It's a virtual live Halloween show. just like a regular live show, except you're in your living room. We're at the table with the pictures and everything else. We'll have costumes on.
Sure.
We use some weird matching partner costumes that are strange like we always do. We'll do that. It'll be really fucking fun. We'll make it murder related, of course. We can't wait for that. And it's just so much fun and so funny. And, we keep doing them because people keep asking us to do them.
Yeah, you guys like them. We're going to give you what you like. We aren't just doing things to do things. You guys enjoy them, we'll do them.
Totally. And judging by the response, we don't get less people ordering them every time. We get more people every time. So that means that they're like telling each other how good they are. So they're fucking good. Check them out. Wherever you want to be in the world. That's still shutupandgivememurder.com Halloween virtual live show. We also have Patreon. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all the bonus materials. All you need to have is $5 a month or more, and you can get hundreds of back episodes of bonus stuff with new ones every other week. One Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder, and we will give you all of it for that $5. Here you go. For Crime in Sports this week, we're going to get a very non-sports thing that you're going to love. Theme park disasters. We do that one quarterly for Crime and Sports because they're so fucking fun. Then for Small Town Murder, it's the big one. It's the one we've all been waiting for. We do it once or twice a year. The Prisoner Dating Game is back.
Can't wait.
Oh, baby. All violent felon edition. We line Jimmie up 4 young ladies, 4 young men. He knows nothing about them except what they put in their prison dating profile, and he's going to choose one of each, and we are going to see, based on this, who he picks, and then he'll find out, A, who they are, and B, what the fuck they did to get in there. That's the important part. Patreon.com/CrimeAndSports. If you've been waiting for the week, this is the week to sign up. And with that, you get a shout out here at the end of the show, which is right now. Jimmie, hit me with the names of the most wonderful people in the world who would never, ever, ever name their kids Phallus.
This week's executive producers are Cat Power, dying alone in Rochester, Jordan Bennett, Tara and Frosty. Hang in there, Tara. Things are going to get better, I swear it. And Franny and Oz. Miss you so much, Fran. You're so great.
Thank you guys.
Holy shit,
Thank you.
She's wonderful. Other producers this week are Peyton Meadows, Liz Vasquez, Laura Turner, and Frankie Sue, Gary Howard, Sarah Surridge. Happy birthday, Sarah.
Happy birthday.
Janice Hill, Laura Terschur, I think is how you say that. She's in the Netherlands. I could never fucking get that for sure.
Who knows?
Terschur. Teresa Fernandez, Andrea Carr, Sophia Kofer, Patrick with no last name, Raphael V, Derek Anderson, probably not the NFL quarterback, Miguel, it's possible, Miguel Huvera, Katie with no last name, Amy Ortiz, Angie Galloway, Chris O, Brad Davis, Gypsy Lady, Robbie with no last name, Jim Seidman, Jennifer Bartholomew, Melissa Weiland, Jason Rode, Ashley Brusemer, Sebastian Malak, Jeff Leake, David Panzer, Danny LeBeau, Demented with no last name, Antoinette Smith, Mark from Oak Park, Joe Malone, Michelle with no last name, Amanda Stanley, Matilda Weaver, Julie C., Mike Gossett, Lou Gossett's kid.
Of course, there he is. Finally.
Iron
Eagle Jr.
Jason Hahn V with no last name. This show brought to you by the letter V. Jessica Valenzuela, Anna K., Christy Prokop, Michelle Grant, Cody James, Nancy with no last name, Mareth Merite, Bakke, V-A-K-K-E. No, I don't
know.
Bake. Terry B, Jason DeVries, maybe. Karen, Gignac? How do you pronounce G-I-G-N-A-C? Is that Gignac?
G-I-G-N-I-C, I think.
N-A-C.
Gignac, I would say.
Is it? I don't know.
Or Gignac.
I say Gignac.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Jessica Schellenberg. Laura Morgan. Christy with no last name. Angeline. Muko. Angeline? No.
Angeline.
Is that her name?
Why not? I guess so. Ange. Hey, Ange.
Buffy Honek. E15 times. Will Sparks, Leah Osborne, Amy Gustafson, Tim Phillips. Do you remember those chips, Phipps? The little cheddar chips? Those were delicious. Do they still exist? I'm going to look for them. Madeline with no last name.
Find them later.
Wendy with no last name. Tim Kennedy, Rachel Crump, Chris Byrne, Elizabeth Lundy, Brandy Chapman, Don, Asia Taylor, Jeremiah Robinson, Amanda Parks, Jose Leal, Nzinga Bryant, Douglas Ecker, Ike. It's not Eek, it's Ike Stevens. Eek the cat. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Fucking...
Things are coming out of nowhere.
1998.
You're flooding Jimmie with memories.
Heather Hicks, Christine Cohen, Amber Thomas, Chance Crocker, Nicole Reese, Jess Bennett, Jane Boniface.
Hey, Bonifacio.
This show brought to you by the letter W. Kat Irving, Ryan Frank, Bailey Barry-Ochoa, Abigail Kennedy, Jessica Cagle, Aaron Cochran, Jose Escobedo, Janice Worthy. Oh, man. Remember James Worthy? All right. Ashley Lissy, Whitney Bach, Luke Haggerty. Bobby.
UNC was killing it when they had Worthy. Lakers, wow.
Luke Haggerty, Bobby Farney, Douglas Emerson, Jim Bloomley, Dan with no last name, Chris Ramsey, Mike Welch, Jess Newmeyer, Graham Woods, Carrie Kelly, Christopher Nelson, Sam Pulley, Jaden Williams, R. Justin Apsley, Dean Mean, all right, Beck O'Reilly, Adam Bainbridge, Wendy Brady, Cameron Toe Stevens. Toe is his nickname, evidently.
Oh.
Tyler the Testicle
Nash.
Tickler. All right, good for you.
People appreciate that, I'm
Tickle
sure.
my own. Chris Green, Emily Paulus, Kitty Bitts, Jay with no last name, Dist Michael, Diced maybe? I don't know. Tommy DiGiacomo. Nope, DiGiacomo. Nilly.
DiGiacomo.
DiGiacomo.
DiGiacomo, probably.
DiGiacomo.
Giacomo.
Yeah, C-O-M-O.
Yeah, DiGiacomo.
Yeah.
Yeah, DiGiacomo. Giacomo is James in Italian, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah, his name's DeJames, yeah.
Isn't that part of a song? My
Maybe.
grandma and your grandma, DiGiacomo by the fire.
I don't think that quite is the one.
Nelly Mittens, Christina Jimenez, Alexery. Alexery? What? Gil?
That sounds like an allergy drug.
It does.
Alexery. Yeah, try Alexery now. Will cause anal leakage.
Do you have numb toes? Try Alexery.
Try Alexery.
Melissa Williams, David Bird Jr., Amber Marie, Pete with no last name, W. Nope, that's Y. That's a letter Y.
Pronouncing names is one thing.
God
identifying
damn it.
letters were in another area. I don't know.
Why you, the boss? You. All right. Teresa England, Brittany Keller, Amanda Reynolds, Terry Mitchell, Rancid Min 69. All right. Ms. Cassie, Brooke Reed, Brian Mochel, Sian in New Zealand. Sian? Sean? It's S-I-A-N. Is that Sean? I don't know. Is that New Zealand, Sean?
Might be.
Keith Ellis, Andrea
Cyan.
McMillan, Chris with no last name, Milo with no last name, Mila maybe, Allison DiMaggio. That is how you say. I haven't seen DiMaggio in print in a long time. Amanda Stokes, Jennifer Pearson, Jason Wheeler, and all of our patrons. You're fucking amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, so much.
Yeah.
Honestly, for all that you do for us, for the listening, for
You're the ones.
telling your friends, for
Wow.
the Patreon. Yeah, we can't do the show without you. It would be two crazy people yelling at each other in a room. So
Still fun.
it's still fun. We would still do it. Don't get me wrong. But
still
it's
into
so much. It's so much better with you guys
Yeah.
listening and making it like an actual thing that we
sure.
can like have a career over. So thank you for that. Thank you for all you do for us. If you want to follow us on social media, Shut Up and Give Me Murder, drop down menu and do that, and all the social media and all that shit is right there. That said, I think it's time to say until next week, everybody. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a micro-city built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.